Bluff in Pine Bluff, Arkansas for the SWAC matchup between the Jaguars of Southern University and the Golden Lions of the University of Arkansas Pine Bluff. Hello everyone, I'm Charlie Neal along with Jay Walker. A very key matchup for both of these teams as far as the Western Division of the SWAC is concerned, Jay, because both teams had disappointing seasons last year. They're looking to better their production from a year ago and more importantly take a giant step toward winning the Western Division title, which would in turn put them in the SWAC championship game in December.
Yeah, anytime you talk about winning a league championship or SWAC championship, you always want to be the leader of the pack and not the chaser of the pack. If you're Southern University, this is an opportunity for you to control your own destiny and not worry about what the other opponents in the SWAC do. If you're Arkansas Pine Bluff, this is a must-win situation. Going 0-2 in SWAC play will not get you to the SWAC championship.
And it's all coming up in just a few moments right here on NBC Sports. A big game from the University of Arkansas Pine Bluff in Pine Bluff, Arkansas. Stay with us.
Yo, it's game time, yo. Oh, for sure. Let's represent for NBC. For sure. Let's do it.
Catch the games. Catch the game. Play hard, play rough, be strong, be tough, take charge, dig deep, hold on, bring heat.
Yo, from state to state, from field to court, hoping everybody enjoys the game and feel the sport. Just remember we're fighting to win the game like Denzel, and remember the Titans. Look, take it out on your enemy because it gets intense. The crowd cheers and you feel the energy, and the beat is getting me to a point of height in which both teams better be.
Play hard, play rough, be strong, be tough, take charge, dig deep, hold on, bring heat. Play hard, play rough, be strong, be tough, take charge, dig deep, hold on, bring heat.
Yo, catch the games live on NBC. It's live black college sports. Obsessed to bring entertainment aboard. I just hope that you know you dealing with NBC Sports. Back to back. Make sure that you watch games from the CIAA, MEAC and SWAC, SIAC's got you. But it ain't over till you hear this, or we will rock you.
Play hard, play rough, be strong, be tough, take charge, dig deep, hold on, bring heat. Play hard, play rough, be strong, be tough, take charge, dig deep, hold on, bring heat.
From state to state, from field to court, hoping everybody enjoys the game and feels the sport. Just remember we fought to win the game like HBCU Sports. Take it out on your enemy because it gets intense. The crowd cheers and you feel the energy, and the beat is getting me to a point of hype in which both teams better be.
Play hard, play rough, be strong, be tough, take charge, dig deep, hold on, bring heat. Play hard, play rough, be strong, be tough, take charge, dig deep, hold on, bring heat. Play hard, play rough, be strong, be tough, take charge, dig deep, hold on, bring heat.
Gotta catch the games live on NBC.
Today, there's a sense of urgency for both Arkansas Pine Bluff and Southern University in this key SWAC matchup. The visiting Jaguars can't afford to go 0-3, and more importantly, 0-1 in conference play. Meanwhile, the Golden Lions have already lost one SWAC game, are in a must-win situation, but they do have the home field advantage. It's the Southern Jags taking on Coach Lee Hartman's Golden Lions of Arkansas Pine Bluff next. Tonight, NBC Sports travels to Pine Bluff, Arkansas for the Arkansas Classic as the University of Arkansas Pine Bluff take on SWAC rival Southern University. Hello again, everyone. I'm Charlie Neal. Third game of the season for both University of Arkansas Pine Bluff and Southern University. UAPB coming off of a big win last week in double overtime over Mississippi Valley. They'd like nothing better than to make it two straight tonight against Southern University. Southern University, meanwhile, who may have the most talented team in the Southwestern Athletic Conference, still looking for its first win of the season. They come in at tonight's game 0-2. Let me bring in my partner, Jay Walker, the former Howard University and NFL quarterback. And, Jay, you look at this talented team that Southern University has, and one of the guys that stands out in your mind is wide receiver Mike Hayes.
Oh, Mike Hayes is Mr. Everything for Southern University. He's a preseason All-American, preseason All-SWAC. He's their best football player whenever he's on the field. He's coming back from an injury. It's going to be interesting to see how that knee holds up for the rest of the season.
After last week's win over Mississippi Valley, the question in Pine Bluff, Arkansas, was who was going to start at quarterback. Was it going to be Powell? Was it going to be Lovelady? Well, earlier in the week, Coach Hardman decided to go with Lovelady. Here's a young man who's ranked number 1 in the conference in passing efficiency.
And anytime you have an efficient quarterback, as a coach, you're going to love that. You've got a guy that's not going to get your team in a lot of trouble. He's going to give your offense the best opportunity to win a football game week in and week out.
And it's the 45th meeting between Southern University and the University of Arkansas Pine Bluff. We'll be back with the opening kickoff from Pine Bluff in just a moment. Charlie Neal along with Jay Walker here at Golden Lion Stadium, and we're in Pine Bluff, Arkansas for this 45th meeting between the Golden Lions of University of Arkansas Pine Bluff and the Jaguars of Southern University. And we're about ready to get this game underway. And Jay, your thoughts coming in?
I think that this is a rowdy environment. It's a great place to play college football. Wish I could go out there and be on the field with them. You know that you've got the fans are excited. The Southern University Jaguars are pumped up. This is their opener in the SWAC, and they're looking forward to coming out and making a great impression.
Well, Southern University, as we said earlier, has a very talented team there in their visiting white jerseys. And we look at it, they'll be moving from right to left. They will be getting the opening kickoff. Of course, the Golden Lions in their black jerseys with gold numbers, black pants, black helmets.
Well, we had a little bit of rain here earlier this day, so it's going to be interesting to see how clean those white uniforms from Southern stay.
Yeah, but it didn't rain. It didn't last long. It was just what they needed here. Last year, these two teams played in a pretty big rainfall and monsoon down in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, which was run by Southern 35-14. Kickoff comes down on the near side, trying to bring it back up the field for Arkansas Pine Bluff is Ike. For Southern University, rather, is Ike. And Victor Ike, the running back, brings it out across the 25 to about the 28-yard line. Let's look at the starting offense for Southern University. They'll start with Victor Ike in the backfield. Mike Hayes, we talked about him as one of the wide receivers. Kentrell Plain caught a touchdown in this game a year ago against this Arkansas Pine Bluff team. Trevion Joubert, a wide receiver, and they're going to operate from the shotgun. That is Southern University. They have a new offensive coordinator this year, and that is Richard. And he decides to keep it and put it on the ground, and he's running, and he gets out to the 40-yard line, gets a first down after a 12-yard gain. Southern University's Quincy Richard. On the offensive line, we have Arnold Sims, Thomas Salisbury, Gary Jenkins, Daniel Leon, and Chad Green. A pretty good group of offensive linemen up there. It is first down and 10 for Southern University. This drive started at their own 28. This is the second play of the game. Richard rolling out to the left. And it's off of the hands of the intended receiver. That was Adam Nelson, the tight end. Just could not pull it in as Willis was covering defensively. Let's talk about the defense. Marty Stewart is the defensive coordinator, and his front lines, there's Raylan Johnson. He's up there, along with Kenny Smith, Alonzo Schuler, and Nick Brockington. Here's the keeper. Quarterback wants to keep it, Richard, and he puts it on the ground. It is third down and 9. Richard he throws it, has it complete. First down, cross midfield, and fighting for yards is Vic Victor Ike from Austin, Texas, a transfer out of the University of Texas. And he picks up a first down across midfield and takes it into Arkansas Pine Bluff territory. Here's the defense for Arkansas Pine Bluff. Ezekiel Davis, Rod Washington, Jan Yates, and Maurice Troutman along the defensive front. No huddle offense. Not much has changed from a year ago, has it, Jay?
Oh, no, they're going to keep everybody moving. It's going to be a little bit of helter-skelter for 60 minutes of football.
Richard looking out in the flat, has it complete, and it's Nelson with the reception, and Nelson gets it close to another first down inside the 40 to about the 37-yard line. Let's look at the secondary and the linebackers for Arkansas Pine Bluff, who are going to have their hands full. Mike Shack, the only completely healthy linebacker that they have, along with Haywood Small and Zelman Sanders, while the secondary consists of Nick Hall, Tyrone Walker, Randy Caldwell, and Adrian Henry. On the comeback inside and losing big yards is Alfred Ard out of Kentwood, Louisiana. Ard on the reception. And Ard loses yards, loses big yards. In fact, that was a first down that they gained down to the 37-yard line. He loses yards all the way back to the 44-yard line, a loss of 7 on the play. Long pass, looking downfield, should be intercepted, and it is. And a lateral was tried. It was intercepted by Randy Caldwell, and finally falling on it was Keith Scott.
And what you saw there was, we know that Southern University has the big play potential in Michael Hayes, but the coaching staff from Arkansas Pine Bluff made their game plan very clear. Michael Hayes will not see single recoveries unless it's by mistake. What you have there is a free safety getting the interception, so you know that's not the cornerback, that's the free safety, and they're sticking to their game plan, 2-on-1. And they get the interception.
No score, 12-23, and Arkansas Pine Bluff gets the ball for the first time. Timeout on the field. 12:23 to go. First quarter. Southern University and Arkansas Pine Bluff, no score in the first quarter here. Arkansas Pine Bluff getting the ball at their own 13-yard line with their first possession after the interception by Caldwell. And they have the ball, and they're ready to go to work. And, of course, Antonio Lovelady is the man who is getting the call at quarterback tonight for the Golden Lions. Keeping the ball on the ground. Here's Calvin Thomas trying to get outside. Calvin gets back to the line of scrimmage. In fact, maybe loses a yard. Calvin Thomas on the run. The relentless pressure as you look at the offensive skilled players for Arkansas Pine Bluff, consisting of Calvin Thomas, Philip Doolin. B.T. Miller will start at one receiver spot along with Korea McKay, who's a good one, and Brian Jones, a big physical tight end. Here's the offensive line. Quintarius McCrary. No gain on that last play. Is the man in the middle centering the ball. On second down. They keep the ball on the ground. They run it right into the gut and picking up some very, very hard yards is Moody. Billy Moody. He's what they normally have been using as the red zone back, but he's playing early on here, deep in their own territory. The defensive line consisting of Raylan Johnson, Alex Coleman, Smith, and Payton. The linebackers of Brown, Hamilton, and Suber. On a stacked I formation, keeping the ball on the ground. They give it to the third man through, which is Moody, and Moody has nowhere to go as he is hit there by a host of white jerseys. Here's your look at the secondary for Southern University. Two good ones on the corners.
Good kick.
And out of bounds goes the return man. And after a good punt by Arkansas Pine Bluff, Southern will get the ball again. Good field position after a 46-yard kick.
Great kick. The punter did a good job of what they call angle or directional punting. He didn't give number 16 Landry an opportunity with much room to get out of that closet in order to make somebody miss on the special teams. Good kick done by the punter.
Timeout on the field. 10:31 left in the first quarter. No score. All righty. We're going down on the sideline where Nicole Watson joins us this week. Let's go down to Nicole right now.
All right, Charlie J, thank you so much. Well, the Golden Pine Bluff. This is a $45 million facility, and technically speaking, it is state-of-the-art. It's completely wireless. We'll tell you a little bit more about that during halftime. As for this facility, side out there at the grassy knolls. Now, this stadium holds 12,600 fans and just level seats, which holds the very posh corporate folks as well as the alumni. Now, I personally am going to sit out here with Joe Fan, and guys, I might also go out there with the tailgaters, get a little bit of barbecue. And Jay, I might bring you some ribs.
Nicole, I'd appreciate that.
I know you would. 18-yard run. Make it 19 for the quarterback, Quincy Richard, who takes it into Arkansas Pine Bluff territory all the way down to the 40-yard line, working out of a regular pro set this time, gives it off to Ike. Victor Ike goes straight into the gut.
A couple of things that you got to take a look at. The Southern offensive line is not a big offensive line. They're not built to run the football effectively. They weigh around 300 pounds a man. That's their average. Typically, offensive lines go somewhere in the 330, 340 range. This is built to pass protect, but if they have the ability to run the football today, that means they're accomplishing something they didn't plan on doing.
2nd and 6. Richard again from the gun. Plenty of time. Throws an out pattern, intending it on the near sideline for Mike Hayes, and he was covered defensively by Nick Hall.
Quincy Richard has to be careful here not to try and get the ball to Michael Hayes and force it into coverage when he's not the open guy. When you got a player that caliber as a quarterback, you tend to always look his side. But the way that the Arkansas Pine Bluff defense is set up, they want 2 people to guard Michael Hayes, as you saw in the first series. So right now he needs some of the other guys, Ard, Hayes, and Joe Baird, to step up and make some plays, then get the ball to Hayes a little bit later on.
Hayes trying, not Hayes, that is, Richard trying to dance outside. And he's knocked out of bounds in front of his own bench, and it's almost intercepted as he got the ball away. Downfield by one of the linebackers from Arkansas Pine Bluff. Getting his hand on it was Mike Willis.
Trying to throw the ball against your body. Quarterbacks out there, if you're rolling to the right, you'll always get yourself in trouble. If you're going to the right, trying to throw back to your left. It's the hardest thing to do in football because your momentum tends to let the football float away from your intended target.
So that's a punting situation, and Kobe Miller will come on to punt it away. Let's look at it again.
Just take a look here. Richard does a good job of buying some time with his feet. He gets out of the pocket and then almost gets himself in trouble a little later on.
What a kick. Oh, it hit the end zone as a touchback. Thought it went out maybe just before the goal line, but it's going to be a touchback. So the first punt of the day for Southern University. 36 yards. Meanwhile, Arkansas Pine Bluff gets possession. They're second at their own 20. First down and 10. No score. We're in the first quarter here in Pine Bluff, Arkansas. 9:24 the time remaining.
Going back to that first series that Arkansas Pine Bluff had, it was kind of a wash. I was a little disappointed in the play call. Your defense came out and set the tone with an interception early, and they came out and ran 3 straight running plays, not giving their offense a chance to advance the ball and win the battle of field position.
Doolin was the man in motion. Now we have a whistle. Let's talk about what do you feel are the keys to winning in this particular game?
Sure. I think that if you talk about the keys for Arkansas Pine Bluff to have a successful game, it all starts off right away with knowing where they are on the football field at all times. The defense must step up and make big plays. They started off the football game with an interception. That's a big play.
Here we go again, keeping the ball on the ground.
It's Big Doolin. Big Doolin run the ball. He's got to be a presence. 6'2", 225 pounds out of Kansas City, Missouri. He's a big punishing running back. And with the Southern defensive line, they're not that big on defense in the defensive front. Doolin's got to have a big game for Arkansas Pine Bluff and let them know who he is. We talked a little bit earlier about him where the coaches have been trying to motivate him a little bit to let him reach his full potential.
2nd and 13. After 2nd and 12 after a gain of 3, actually. Back to pass. Lovelady throws it into traffic. It still was almost caught. People wanted interference called on Randy Williams because Doolin was in the vicinity, but it had already hit a receiver's hand, so there was no interference, and that was a good play on Randy Williams' part.
Yeah, once the ball's tipped by anybody on the defensive side or the offensive side, the defense is almost allowed to get away with a free shot, taking a whack at somebody. So therefore, you'll see no pass interference at all in that play.
It'll bring up a 3rd down, 3rd and 12. The ball resting just outside the 17. We'll call it the 18-yard line. Doolin is the man in motion. Lovelady back to pass. Looking downfield, has a man open. One receiver fell down, and the other one just couldn't get to it. We have a penalty flag down. Is it roughing the passer?
Could be. It's thrown in that area there. Anytime you get a quarterback that's rolling out, it's hard for those big defensive linemen to stop their momentum. And when the quarterback throws the ball, they have a hard time releasing. And I think that time there, the momentum just carried them into the quarterback, and indeed, they did rough off the passer.
Jones was the man who got his hands close to it on the receiving end for Arkansas Pine Bluff. Korea McKay was the man who slipped down trying to get to the ball, but it's all for naught because Southern will be penalized 15 for roughing the passer. In past years, Southern was one of the most penalized teams in the Southwestern Athletic Conference.
As you take a look here, the quarterback Lovelady does a good job of getting outside the pocket. He throws the ball, and that's a cheap shot. That is a cheap shot. Helmet-on-helmet contact. Knocked his helmet off. He's lucky he didn't get ejected out of there for helmet-on-helmet contact.
Of course, if you're a quarterback, you would say that because you always thought...
You never hit the quarterback. Even if it's
Is that why you all wore those dresses in practice?
Whoa. That's why we wore the red jersey.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yes,
okay,
sir.
well, same thing.
Right.
Don't touch us.
Never.
It is 1st down and 10. Arkansas Pine Bluff. Lovelady stands in there, has it complete, and breaking a tackle and stretching is Jones for the 1st down out to the 45-yard line. The big physical tight end from Bastrop, Louisiana.
Big Brian Jones. He's going to have that opportunity all day. Just as we talked about McKay or Hayes for Southern, McKay's their big play guy. McKay's going to get a lot of attention. So what you're going to have here is the quarterback with the lane down the middle. The tight end's got one-on-one coverage. Nobody paying attention to him because they're so busy worried about the deep threat in McKay.
16 yards on the catch by McKay. His 5th reception of the season. Keeping it on the ground with Moody. Moody across midfield into Southern University territory. Goes Billy Moody.
Good momentum. You come back with the pass, and then you hit them hard with the run. Use the pass to soften them up for the run, because there's no doubt about it. Arkansas Pine Bluff wants to control the offensive line of scrimmage. They average 330 yards a man on the offensive front, so they want to run the football and pound you and wear you out. They're using the pass to open up the running game.
And that's one thing Coach Lee Hardman wanted to do. He felt if he had a weakness on the offense, it was the line, because he only had 2 players coming back within the playing experience. 14 of the linemen that he has, including second-string players, didn't have a lot of experience, and they're doing a pretty good job right now, although Southern University stuffed that particular running attempt. But, you know, if you can get some running game going, because you look at them coming into this particular game, Jay, you know, they're averaging only 91 yards a game running, 278 yards a game passing. So their passing game is really dominated.
Yeah, and when you're that big, you know, 330 a man across the front, you should be averaging more than 91 yards a game. He said they're big, but they're young. They start 3 sophomores on the offensive line. Anytime you got 3 sophomores, I doubt they played as freshmen, so they're first-time sophomores, if I can get away with that term.
The right tackle, Courtney Van Buren, is the veteran preseason first-team all-conference. Back to pass is Lovelady. Here's a flag down. Pass intercepted. Stepping in front and bringing it back up the field for Southern University. Strong defense was D'Angelo Lewis, the junior, out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. There he is, number 10.
Well, going into the offset, we talked about the poise that Lovelady had, that he wasn't one of those guys that made a lot of mistakes and turnovers. Is he a little rattled right now? You know, my thinking is that I don't care if you're in the backup your whole career, you've got the great stats as a backup, your first start, you're going to be a little nervous. There's going to be some cobwebs, because this time the defense is earmarking a game plan to stop you. And as you see there, D'Angelo Lewis did a great job of stepping in front of that ball. Lovelady kind of hung that ball out there. I didn't know if he anticipated the receiver coming out of his break. He reacted, and as soon as he made the reaction, so did D'Angelo Lewis to take the ball the other way on a great return by D'Angelo.
So at the 33-yard line of UAPB, Southern University goes on offense. Their third possession, the first ended in an interception. The second one, they punted it away. They're running with the full house backfield right now. And on the option play, it is pitched back to Ike. Victor Ike and a host of black jerseys are there to meet him at the line of scrimmage.
Great job of sniffing out the option by Tyrone Walker, Randy Caldwell, and those big guys up front, big Rodney Washington and Michael Shack and Jan Yates, those guys up front, stuffing out the option. What you don't want to do is let an option running back, especially a running back like Victor Ike, get outside. As you take a look here, you're going to see him, the quarterback slide down the line, look at the corner, the defensive end doing his job. Robert Green hitting the quarterback, forcing him to pitch the football to Victor Ike and allowing the rest of his teammates to get there.
Arkansas Pine Bluff spends a timeout here with 6:06 remaining. We're in the first quarter, no score. Both teams have had the ball. This is the third possession for Southern University. And you look at what's happening in the Southwestern Athletic Conference. Of course, this is a Western Division matchup. The Western Division, Texas Southern is out in front right now. There's Big Ned, one of the trainers. Of course, Texas Southern, followed by Grambling, Southern University, Arkansas Pine Bluff, and Prairie View.
Charlie, you can say what you want, but I'm going to show you out one key thing right there. It all starts with that team right there, the Grambling Tigers. You know, they're the leaders, they're the defending champ. You got to play follow leader and chase them. If they're undefeated, they're ahead of everybody else. And then this year in the West, I think there's going to be some challenges. Obviously, the Grambling Southern game, they play that big game at the end of the year. So Southern feels if they can stay close to Grambling and let it come down to that last game of this year against Grambling in New Orleans, they've got an opportunity, because they kind of feel that Grambling's only got lucky once in beating them in the Bayou Classic. So for all the success that Grambling's had in recent years, they've only knocked out Southern once in that Bayou Classic over the past 2 or 3 years.
Here's Pete Richardson, the head coach of the Jaguars of Southern, 15th year as a head coach, 10 at Southern, where he's compiled a record of 67-19 and 4-time coach of the year. He led them to 4 SWAC titles, 96, make that 95, and in 3 straight years, 97, 98, and 99. Boy, he's excited about something. substitution. There's a kid went out there without his all of his accoutrements.
Accoutrements.
He didn't have everything he needed to work.
To quote the great Lim Barney,
That's right.
Accoutrements out there on the field. I looked that word up after you used it too. You know what it said? To lose one's jock strap on the field.
No score in this contest. Pete Richardson calling the offense right now. Although David Oliver is their offensive coordinator in his first year after spending 5 years at Tulane.
If we talk about what Southern's going to have to do in order to win the football game, the defense is going to have to make big plays. They've done so thus far. Victor Wright must be a factor. He must run the football to take some of the pressure off of Michael Hayes. And then Southern has to get creative in ways to get the football to Michael Hayes. He's your best player, but everybody on the field knows that he's your best player. So you got to be creative, get him a couple screens and a couple reverses rather than the traditional route.
A pass is complete on the far sideline. They get Mike Hayes his first reception of the night. He had 11 last week, 9 the week before, came into the game with 20 catches. Now he has 21.
And so look at the big guys up front for Southern doing a good job of protection. Sims, Salisbury, Jenkins, Leon, and Green. The protection was A1. Hayes on man-to-man coverage. You can't stop him. I think the Arkansas Pine Bluff defenders are going to allow him to catch the stuff in front of them and then come up and attack and burst through on the explosion for the hit.
It is third down. We'll call it 1 for Southern University. Straight ahead goes Ike, and he is stuffed. Did not get it. He did not get it. We may see the kicking unit come on for Southern University to try a field goal, depending on where they spot the ball, but it didn't look like Ike had enough to get the first down.
And typically what happens if they don't get it here, I wouldn't be surprised if they went for it, because if they did get the ball in the turnover, they weren't expecting to have the football. One of the things they talked about in the pregame was Victor Ike does not like to run inside the tackles. He's an outside runner. He wants to run on the outside of the pocket, not on the inside. So we try to make an outside runner inside runner. Good things don't happen.
Well, they stuffed it pretty good inside. Make sure that he didn't get the first down. They're measuring, and he is short by half of a football, or maybe a whole football.
I think if you're Coach Richardson here, you go for it. It wasn't free, it was on an interception.
Well, if they go for it, if they go for the field goal, ball's at the 23. It'll be a 40-yard field goal attempt. Southern University has not attempted a field goal this season. They have a new kicker in Kobe Miller. Villagrana graduated their all-conference kicker from a year ago. So it looks like they're going to go for it.
Well, that's one of the reasons why you do go for it, because you haven't kicked a field goal this long yet in the game.
Keeping it on the ground, trying to turn the corner. First down is gained and plenty to spare for Southern University.
Now that's a guy that likes to run inside. You see the difference there? What he wanted to do, he was looking for contact. He knew contact was coming. He wanted to lower his shoulder pad level and hit somebody there. That's an inside runner. He kept his feet going, and then when the opportunity presented itself, Newman bounced outside after he saw daylight. He wasn't looking to go there first.
10 yards on the run by Marcus Newman. Here's Vic with the ball. Victor Ike. Ike stopped at the line of scrimmage. One of the first persons to hit him defensively was Brandon Sweeney, number 31.
They've got some linebackers. The Arkansas Pine Bluff defense, you know, they like to see Southern use a two-back set. That's their type of football game, body on body. I'll meet you with the whole man on man. So Southern's not going to use that game plan to too much success. They're an efficient offense. They like to be efficient and quick.
Richard in trouble, throws it out of bounds, got outside. They're calling intentional grounding maybe because there was nobody in the vicinity. Side judge downfield makes the call. The field judge, rather, made the call downfield. The officials in tonight's game, George McCullum is the referee. Glenn Branch, the head linesman. Cornelius Thompson is the back judge. James Johnson, the line judge. Robert LeBlanc, the field judge. The umpire is Mac Busby, and Hubert Owens, the side judge. Let's look at it.
Let's take a look here. He got outside of the pocket, so typically the rule on that is as long as you get outside the pocket, they won't call you for the grounding.
NFL rule. Huh? They didn't call it? All right. But I don't think that had anything to do with it.
NFL knowledge.
It's been a long time since you've been in college, Jay. Here's Richard looking at the end zone. Has a man there. Touchdown, Southern University.
Great throw, great catch.
And on the reception for Southern University, Trevion Jobert out of Opelousas, Louisiana. That is his second touchdown reception of the year.
Going into the game, we started harping on it. We said that they've got to make some plays. One of the things that you're going to get here is a post corner route by Jobert in the slot. What he does is he's going to fake to the middle, and he's going to break to the outside.
The kick for the point after by Kobe Miller, who is 3 for 5 going into the game, 4 for 6 this year. As you look at Trevion Jobert, who just put Southern on the board with that reception. So the third possession for Southern University results in 7. And they're on the board with 4. Charlie Neal, Jay Walker, Nicole Watson here in Golden Lion Stadium. UAPB band celebrating, but Southern University is on the board. Let's watch it, Jay.
Well, what you see is he does a good job. One-on-one coverage. The pass was designed to be thrown outside. It's a timing route. Throw the ball to the back corner of the end zone, and that'll give you opportunity you got to beat him there with speed. Easy read for the quarterback to make. Just got one-on-one coverage, thrown to the outside where the defensive back can't get to it. Could have let him out there a little bit further, but Jobert did a great job of adjusting his body to the catch.
And the man was Tyrone Walker, who was beaten on the play. Here's a return by Thomas Miller, B.T. Miller, Brian Thomas Miller, the true freshman who can really fly out of Duncanville, Texas, and ranked 4th in the conference in punt return. That's his 4th kickoff return that he's returned. So he brings it out to about the 18-yard line, and UAPB gets the ball for the 3rd time this evening, trailing 7-0 in the ball game. Antonio Lovelady, their quarterback of record, ranked 8th in the SWAC in passing and total offense coming into the game. Also #1 in passing efficiency. Now they keep the ball on the ground and running for some hard yards for UAPB is Willie Collins out of Mound Bayou, Mississippi. 19th attempt at running the ball for him this season.
Mound Bayou, Mississippi. Good hard running there done by that. They're trying to do is establish a little bit of the running game. Arkansas Pine Bluff wants to continue to run the football to take some of the pressure off of Lovelady. Make sure the young quarterback's not rattled after the interception.
Gain of 5 yards on the play, 2nd down and 5. And Stuff trying to come up or make things happen. Hartman came up to make the stop. Great play by Mr. Hartman, the strong safety, Herman out of Morgan City, Louisiana, who had 6 tackles last week in their loss to Northwestern State.
Yeah, and talking to Coach Richardson, he said he's kind of the captain of the secondary back there. He's leading the team in tackles with 16 tackles for the season. He's in charge of it. The team wants to run the ball down their throat. When you're the strong safety, it's your job to make sure they don't continue to run the football on you. And he did a great job of stuffing the run there, shooting the outside gap.
Lost 3, make it 3rd down and 8. Doolin going in the middle of the field, throws high, great catch. Going up for it, strong was Jones, his 2nd reception of the night, and what a way he kept this drive alive. That's using that body. That's what we talked about, that strong physical tight end.
Well, I mean, that is a fantastic catch there. He's 6'4", 225 pounds. You don't find many people above 6 feet in the secondary. Throw the ball up high, allow him to go up and jump and make a great catch, and he caught it with all hands, which means that he can catch. He didn't have room to chest that ball in there. He caught that ball using his hands, so he could be a big factor in this game.
Plus, he had the strength to hold on to it with the defenders taped all around him.
3 guys mugging him. That was a legalized mugging.
1st down and 10 at the 30 for UAPB. Lovelady throwing it deep, looking for McKay, overthrown, intercepted. The second interception of the night for Southern University, and coming up with it this time is Lenny Williams, and for Lenny, that is his second interception of the year.
That is not the quarterback's fault. Lovelady there threw the ball to a spot. McKay didn't think the ball was coming to him. About 25 yards down the field, he stopped running and started jogging, then tried to play catch-up. Lenny Williams did a good job of keeping his eyes in the backfield, seeing the ball in the air, not looking at the wide receiver to get his interception. They really like Lenny Williams. He's their best cover guy. In nickel situation, he goes to the slot to cover the other team's best receiver. So he's a big-time player, stepping up to make a big-time play, representing Lake Charles, Louisiana.
And for the second time on their second straight possession, an interception been thrown by UAPB. Now Southern University leading 7-0. Here's Victor Ike with the ball, trying to turn the corner, picks up a couple of yards across the 35 to about the 36-yard line. A gain of 3. It'll be second down at 7. We're down to 2:10 remaining in the first quarter. 7-0 our score here with Southern University on top. Charlie Neal along with Jay Walker here at Golden Lion Stadium in Pine Bluff, Arkansas. From the gun, Richard, he got room to run. He's going to take off. First down, across midfield, and out of bounds, shy of the 40 at the 41.
Right now, that front four from Arkansas Pine Bluff is getting no pressure on the quarterback. He can pick his choosings right now. They're so worried about Michael Hayes. They're dropping back 7 guys in coverage all the time, only rushing 4. Rashard's doing a good job of saying who's going to account for the quarterback. As you take a look here, you've got 4 guys rushing the quarterback at once. 4 on 5 is a disadvantage to the defense. Rashard's doing a good job saying who's going to account for the quarterback as he steps up the sideline and does a good job getting out of bounds.
21 yards on the run. Here's Victor Ike. When you talk about pressure on the quarterback, Southern has seen a lot of pressure in their first 2 ball games this season. They were sacked 13 times between Tulane and Northwestern for 97 yards. They were only sacked 22 times all of last season, and they've seen themselves be sacked 13 times in the first 2 games. Consequently, though, even though they've had a lot of pressure, the 3 quarterbacks that have played this year for Southern have combined to complete an average of 303 yards worth of passing a game and 67% completion ratio. And here's some pressure on Richard right now, and he runs out of bounds in front of the Arkansas Pine Bluff bench after a gain of a couple. He's still going to be short of a first down.
Wow, that's a great play of athleticism. Clearly was a busted play. He did a good job to get back to the line of scrimmage and keep the distance third short rather than getting sacked for a 5-yard sack. You're going to see here, this is the bust. He's thinking somebody's coming along for a shovel pass. That's not a QB draw. Look at him make 2 guys miss. He's got a little step. We talked about his arm, but he's showing us something different, the element of his footwork.
So now with 3rd down and about 1 from the shotgun, he's looking out the flat, has pressure, stepping up, and will not get it off, and will be short of a first down and bring up a 4th down for Southern University. 4th and about 1, make it 2 now. He may have lost a yard on that one.
Well, that looked like a jailbreak thing. That's what we call good old-fashioned jailbreak. There were 4 Arkansas Pine Bluff defensive linemen in his face, and although
there's
Richard
one of them.
It showed great footwork, he wasn't fooling Harris on that play there. He was ready to make the tackle. You made one guy miss. Now they know you got some decent speed and you can move around the pocket a little bit, so they're going to be a little bit more cautious about letting him run wild like that.
Now Southern will spend a timeout, their first of the first half. Each team has used one. 48 seconds left in the first quarter. Southern leading this game 7-0 by way of a touchdown pass from Richard to Jobert. Bluff, Arkansas for this Arkansas Classic. 7-0 Jaguars on top of the Golden Lion of University of Arkansas Pine Bluff. Charlie Neal, Jay Walker, along with Nicole Watson. We're here for this particular matchup. 45th time these 2 teams have met. Southern with a 33-9-2 advantage. Talked about Pete Richardson there. He talks about the reason for his success. Never has had a losing season. He says he stays focused, works hard, You got to take advantage of every opportunity afforded you, and that's what his team he's hoping to do now. On 4th down, on the quick slant inside, pass interference is going to be called as Mike Hayes was guarded closely downfield, and the pass interference penalty is going to be flagged against Keith Scott there out of Pine Bluff, Arkansas. There he is, number 41.
And you know, what you get here is one-on-one. Mike Hayes is 6'5". Keith Scott is 5'10", 175 pounds. I don't know about that. He got a little bit. I think Scott did a good job of getting physical with Mike Hayes. You know,
yeah, but the ball was in the air, and he still had his hands on it. So
that ball might not have been a catchable pass.
Well, that's catchable if he turned his head around.
He threw it behind
it, but he didn't turn his head around.
The ball hit Scott on the shoulder pass.
Yeah, first down.
You're exactly right.
Keeping it on the ground here is Victor Ike for another first down inside the 15 from about the 13-yard line. And there's a player injured for Southern at about the 25-yard line. And let's see who that is. One of the linemen is down, number 64. That's Daniel Leon, the right guard out of Martinville, Louisiana, who transferred from LSU.
Just a sophomore, a big guy.
To Ike. That is another running back running into the line. That is Kenneth Peoples. Kenneth Peoples, they have a lot of people that they can get going, and Mr. Peoples is one of those people.
He's one of those people. He's my kind of people. He's your kind of people. Over the play before that, he set the tone as well. They're playing a lot of cover 2 defense, which is leaving the middle of the field wide open. So Peoples is knowing if I break by the initial line of scrimmage, then I'm going to have nothing but little defensive backs and guys that weigh 195 pounds trying to tackle me. Peoples has a little weight with him, a little weight in the caboose there, so he knows that there's money there behind that offensive line if he can get to the seam.
Trying to make it 14-0. The kick is up, and it is good by Kobe Miller. And so with 25 seconds to go in the first quarter, Southern on People's 13-yard run makes it 14-0. And each turnover by Arkansas Pine Bluff has resulted in a touchdown for Southern University.
And one of the things that they liked Lovelady for was the fact that he didn't turn the football over. So when you're a starting quarterback for your first time, you do things that you're just not accustomed to doing. And in this case, it's been turning the football over with interception.
And one of the reasons Lovelady got the nod was Lyndon Powell, who had been the starter earlier on, had thrown 5 interceptions to just 1 touchdown pass, where Lovelady had thrown no interceptions to 2 touchdowns.
You know what Powell's saying right now? Well, Coach, if you wanted interceptions, I could have did that for you.
I'm sure he is saying that.
You could have kept me in there in front of this crowd here and these dancers and the band here. But I think that, you know, I did talk to Coach Hartman before the game, and I asked exactly, how long is the leash that you have with this quarterback, with Lovelady? Is it his job to lose for the long haul? Are you building for the future? And he looked me dead in the eye and he said, I'm going to do what it takes to win football games, and I think that Lovelady's the guy that's going to help me win football games.
Lovelady had an ACL in the spring ball of last season and missed all of last year, and getting his first college start tonight. Here's a short kickoff. It goes out of bounds, and it'll be a penalty flag whistle against Southern University. That'll be whistled against Kobe Miller, who kicks it out of bounds.
Special teams is one of the concerns that Coach Richardson had. He didn't think that his special teams unit had been playing up to par in the 2 losses, and that's something he wants to see improvement on. Kicking the ball out of bounds is not going to make the head coach too happy.
So the option being explained to Lovelady by our referee, George McCullum. Let's listen to George right now.
Procedure on the kicking team, decline.
So Southern University will have the penalty against them decline, and at the 35 is where Arkansas Pine Bluff will go to work after declining the penalty. Pretty good field position.
I'd like to see Lovelady go back to McKay. You guys had a little miscommunication error there on the last time. Let's get him involved. He's your big play receiver coming into this game. McKay was averaging 8.5 catches a game, and he was the leading receiver on this football team, second leading receiver in the SWAC. We've yet to call his name in a good way, so we have to get a good way to say McKay.
First down and 10 at their own 35. Keeping it on the ground, trying to establish the running game so they can open up the pass. And they run it to the right side with Calvin Thomas. You know, you look at this as Hartman made the stop, this offensive Arkansas Pine Bluff. Roger Totten the brother of Willie Totten, the brother of Chris Totten, is the offensive coordinator. Roger played with that Mississippi Valley team with Jerry Rice and Willie.
Legendary.
Yeah, 83, 84. So it's three brothers, Totten boys, coaching in the SWAC. Willie, the head coach at Mississippi Valley. Chris is at Texas Southern. And Roger is the offensive coordinator here in Pine Bluff. That's the end of the first quarter. 14-0, the Jaguars of Southern University ahead by way of a pair of touchdowns. They took advantage of some miscues by Arkansas Pine Bluff. They've turned them into points, and they lead it by 2 touchdowns. $14-0 as we start the second quarter. Arkansas Pine Bluff with the ball, facing a second down, 2nd and 7. Charlie Neal along with Jay Walker, Nicole Watson in Pine Bluff, Arkansas for this SWAC matchup.
This is a crucial set of downs for the Arkansas Pine Bluff offense. Right now, they think Southern defense senses that the Pine Bluff, Arkansas offense is out of rhythm. So what are they doing? They're giving them confusing looks. They're putting 8 or 9 guys by the line of scrimmage, and they just forced a penalty right there as I spoke. One of the things that Pine Bluff has to do, continue to throw the football. You can't run on 9 guys in there. You can't have your 7 guys blocking 9 guys and think you're going to be successful running the football. So they have to get back to their game plan and start dictating to the Southern defense. Right now, the Southern defense is dictating to the Lion offense.
So after the 5-yard penalty, instead of 2nd and 7, they're facing 2nd and 13 UAPB. Newland is the man that's moving along the line. Lovelady is back to pass, looking down the middle of the field, and it could be intercepted. It could be caught. It's incomplete. A whole lot of bodies around there. Only one black jersey and a bunch of white jerseys. And he was looking for his big tight end, Brian Jones, who's pulled in a couple of tough passes already this evening.
That may be going to the well one too many times. The guys up front are doing a great job with the protection. He's got all day to throw. When you have this kind of time, you want your quarterback to do a better job of picking the right receiver to go to. There were 3 Southern defenders that had an opportunity for that interception, starting with the linebacker that slid underneath the coverage.
Well, out of 6 passes that Lovelady's thrown, 2 have been complete. Both to Brian Jones, 2 have been intercepted, 2 have fallen incomplete. So he's 2, 2, and 2. But 2 of those are very bad.
Those are the most confident guy right now in the world. But let's see if he doesn't get rattled. That's what the coach said. He doesn't get rattled out. So let's see what he does.
And it's a little screen pass. It looked like it was intended to be a screen, but there was nobody screening for the receiver. After he made the catch, he's suffered more than anybody.
Chris Cooper's excited there. They tried to do a little trick screen, an easy completion for your quarterback. They didn't fool anybody. Chris Cooper stayed at home, grabbed the running back around the dog collar, and kind of got up and told everybody what he did.
So to bring up a punting situation, that'll bring on Aaron Wald, senior out of Arlington, Texas. He'll punt it away. And on the return,
got some room. He's got some room.
There's a flag down, though. Bringing it back and running it down to the 25 is Ezra Landry, 5'7" junior from St. Aug High in New Orleans. He's very exciting.
That guy can fly.
Oh, yes, he can. 5th in the conference in kickoff returns. That was only his 5th punt he returned this year, but a penalty flag is way back at the 38-yard line.
Anytime you see a kick come out as a low line drive kick, you're not giving your defensive coverage team an opportunity to set up. That's a low line drive kick. He outkicked his coverage. That means people are still running one way and he's running the other way. Landry there, you see, makes a move to get to the outside, and if the punter doesn't come over and make a great tackle, that could have been a touchdown.
Aaron Wall, a veteran out of Arlington, Texas, the senior, preseason 2nd team all-conference. As you look right there at Mr. Ezra Landry. Last year, or 2 years ago, he was, or last year, 4th in the SWAC in kickoff returns. So we got a holding penalty on the return. Meanwhile, Southern still has the ball, though, right shy of the 30-yard line. Their 5th possession of the evening. 1st down and 10, leading 14-0. Richard looking and throws behind the receiver. And that was Mike Hayes. Let's go down to the sideline to Nicole Watson. Nicole?
All right, Charlie. Despite the poor play from the University of Arkansas Pine Bluff, the offensive line coach, James Woodard, or Coach Woody as he is known, is not disappointed in his players. He did tell them, however, we've got to tighten up things. We've got to get onto the board and not get in the hole. He wants to get the running game going. He also told them, use your strength and flexibility. Now, Coach Woody is also the strength and conditioning coach, so hopefully he'll fare well in the second quarter.
All right. And here's a big run again for Southern University by Kenneth Peoples, who's got a touchdown run already out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina. And you look at this Winston-Salem connection. Pete Richardson spent 5 years as the head coach at Winston-Salem State, had a very successful career there, and he has about 6 players on this Southern roster from Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
Well, you know, they play a good quality football down there in North Carolina, and I think, you know, we got some talent there. That's one thing that Coach Richardson is good at. If you look at this roster, he's got a lot of people from the same town. He's got some guys from St. Aug. He's got a whole plethora of guys from Opelousas, Louisiana, as well as North Carolina.
18 on the last play. Richard on the naked reverse has it complete, going across the field, and it's Nelson with his second reception of the evening.
Good play call there. Good play call. You've got Peoples in the game. Obviously, Peoples has come in and become a factor in this game, so you know the defense is going to recognize him when he's on the field. Fake a run to him, root your quarterback out on the left side, tight end's wide open.
One of the things, and you can appreciate this being a former quarterback, Jay, I talked to Coach Richardson about yesterday, and I'll expound on the change of offensive coordinators after this play, second down. And they keep it on the ground. Here's Peoples trying to turn the corner, trying to follow his blockers. He gets down to the 45-yard line, shy of a first down by about 2. They changed offensive coordinators. The former OC went to Texas Southern University. They bring in David Oliver, who comes from Tulane after being there 5 years. And I asked him, I said, what changed in your offensive philosophy or the way you do things with the new offensive coordinator? He said, nothing changed. The schemes are basically the same thing. What we tried to do was simplify things as far as reads for the quarterback and other players. Peoples again trying to turn the corner, getting to the first down marker. Let's see if he did get there. It depends on where they spot it.
And I think as you talk about those changes, I've noticed a couple changes, a couple wrinkles. Before, this is the most two-back offense I've seen from Southern University in a long time. They've always been a run predominantly from the shotgun. The quarterback would maybe get under center 2 or 3 times in a football game. We've seen their quarterback under the center at least 7 times this game so far, and we're only in the second quarter. So they're bringing a little bit of that power football in there, trying to change it up.
It is 4th down. They're going to keep the ball on the ground and go for it. Southern University looks like they have picked up the first down. So they have been very relentless in terms of moving the ball and keeping it on the ground in tight situations. They started the season with a 37-19 loss to Tulane, which they gave up 231 yards on the ground. They were down 20-0 in the third quarter.
And as you see, Peoples has been a factor here. He's a big running back, and he does a good job of keeping his shoulder pad level square, taking on blockers, trying to get physical, trying to let them know, hey, I'm not Victor Ike. Ike wants to run on the outside. I want to run inside and kind of hurt you a little bit.
Ike sliding out to the right. Here's a pass. Incomplete. Flag is down. Yes, that was definitely face guarding or pass interference on the defensive back down there, Tyrone Walker. Tyrone Walker getting the start at the strong safety spot today in place of Terrell Hammonds, who's out with a knee and ankle injury, which he injured against Alcorn a couple of weeks ago.
And what happened there? I think Tyrone Walker kind of lost his bearings there. He didn't realize where he was on the football field. The ball was in the air, and he didn't know it. And Jobert did a great job of turning, looking, allowing the official to call the pass interference. If he doesn't do a good job of turning his body around and trying to get the football, even though it was really not a catchable pass, they wouldn't have called that.
So it brings up a first down and 10 for Southern University. We talked about the fact that they lost to Tulane their first game. They turned the ball over 3 times. They fumbled the ball once and had a couple of interceptions against Northwestern State. They lost 30-20. They gave up 299 yards on the ground. So they have been giving up yards on the ground to their opposition in the first 2 ball games, but they've stuffed it pretty good here tonight against UAPB. 11:40 the time remaining in the second quarter, and Richard couldn't handle the snap, falls on the ball at the 30, loss of about 4. It'll be 2nd and 14.
And when we get down here in the red zone, it's going to be interesting to see how they choose to attack. One of the problems when you have such a wide open offense is red zone scoring. This field gets a little bit smaller. You don't have the whole field to work with. Right, as you see there, it looks like Richard just got caught looking downfield before he had a grasp of the football. Did a good job not to try and be too spectacular and just fall on the football there. I'd like to see him take a deep shot up shot with Haynes, because pretty much you know you're going to get man-to-man coverage here.
Well, Haynes is locked in on the right side, and he's in the middle on the post, but they're going far side. Jaguars over there, and this is going to go incomplete.
That was not the right place to go with the football there.
Well, Hayes was in the middle of the post, and he had a safety that was there a little deep playing off of him, but you know, you can't give him, you can't play him man to man. That's one thing for sure. Yeah. So they have him shadowed pretty good.
Yeah, and one of the things that Richard, why I just say it wasn't the right place to go to football, is he threw the ball right into the teeth of the defense. Anytime you've got a cornerback and a safety both trying to make a play on the football, the numbers just aren't in your favor. You've got 2 defenders going against 1 wide receiver, and your odds are just not that great.
3rd down, 14. In trouble is Richard. He just throws it, and there's nobody there.
That should be grounding.
There's not even a white jersey down the field, and the coaches are livid on the sideline for UAPB, and every right to be.
And rightfully so. And one of the things you want your quarterback to do is, if you don't have any wide receivers running to that side of the field, then you don't try and scramble that way. The good ones will scramble. They'll know where their wide receivers are set to go up to get open. And he ran away from his wide receivers. And the Arkansas Pine Bluff coaches have a right to be upset, because I don't know if you can tell on TV, but there was nobody within 25 yards of him.
4th and 14. They're going for it again. They have not tried a field goal today. They punted once, and here's the out pattern, and it's complete. And stumbling after the reception is Alfred Ard, his 3rd reception of the evening, but not enough for the first, and they turn it over on down.
Good stand by the Pine Bluff defense. You know it's 4th and long. Allow them to catch the little 5 to 6 yard hits. Just take a look. You're going to see the guys just drop back. They're giving up everything within 10 yards. Let him catch the ball at 7 yards deep, and then come up and attack him for the tackle. And you see there the great arm tackle there by the free safety making a play.
So Ard got the catch, number 87 there, out of Kentwood, Louisiana. So the offense of UAPB, which so far only 19 yards rushing, 25 passing, trailing 14-0. But here's a big run into the secondary, and a first down is gained this time by number 34. That's Bill Moody. One of the things that, in talking to Roger Totten, the offensive coordinator for Arkansas Pine Bluff, about Southern, when you look at Southern University traditionally, he played against them many years, has coached against them many years. He said they don't seem to have the pass rush that they've had in past years. They haven't done a great job against opponents of stopping the run inside, and that's why they felt they could run us inside, and that's why they ran it inside that time, because of what Tulane and Northwestern State was able to do. And then on the pass defense, and you can explain this to our viewers, Jay, when people talk about cover 3, a cover 3 type defense, you know, if they are going to go into a passing situation, he thinks that they disguise some things, even though they have good cornerbacks. That is Southern University in Arnold and Williams. They're not that sure about their safeties in Hartman and Randy Williams. So why do they play a cover 3? And we'll talk about that a little bit later on, and explain to the viewers what a cover 3 is. Here's a passing situation under trouble. His Lovelady, he was being pressured pretty well there by Kevin Young. I'm sorry, Kevin Young's not in there. That was not Young who was pressing. Make that Johnson.
Johnson did a good job of disrupting the timing of the Arkansas Pine Bluff offense. Timing's the key in football. It's kind of like when you're dancing out there. If you've got a dance partner and you want to go to the left and they're going to the right, it's going to look real odd. It's going to take you a couple steps to get back in sync. Right now, it's what you're seeing with Arkansas Pine Bluff. They want to run the football, but the down and distance has not dictated the type of rhythm they need to run the football, and that's why they haven't scored thus far, and they haven't had a good, long, sustainable drive.
And now they've taken a timeout. That is the second timeout has spent in this first half by UAPB. 9:33 the time remaining, and they are trailing 14-0. Southern University out in front, and a big third down facing the Golden Lions. When we return, we're in Pine Bluff, Arkansas for the Arkansas Classic. We're in the second quarter, 14-0. Southern on top. Charlie Neal, Jay Walker, and Nicole Watson down on the field. Let's go down to Nicole now.
Hey, Nicole.
All right, Charlie, let's talk about the weather. There was a 40% chance of rain today, and believe me, it came down. About 2 hours before game time, for about an hour, the rain came down, but it didn't mean much to this particular field, because I'll tell you why. Come down here. This particular sod on here, $1 million was spent on this, $900,000 on the sod and the drainage system. It's layers of sand built up to slowly drain. So no matter what happens here, within 20 minutes, this grass will be dry. It's the same field that the Denver Broncos have. So if it's good enough for the NFL, it's good enough for UAPB.
I'm sure it is. And this is a great stadium, a gorgeous facility. Here seats just under 13,000, and it's about 2 years old. And the crowd started coming in real early. They were RVs out here tailgating last night. And they were here for this one. And this is incomplete, broken up, intended for Doolin. And defending downfield was Lenny Williams, the cornerback. He already has an interception tonight.
Hey, Charlie, let me do something. Let me go out on a limb. Lenny Williams can play football. He can cover. He has what it takes. He's got great size, 6 feet, 175 pounds. He's a junior. He can cover. He's built kind of like Charles Dimmer. He's got those kind of long and wiry. He's a great defensive back as a cornerback, and he's been breaking on the football quicker than the wide receivers has. Lenny Williams, fantastic player. It's going to be interesting to watch him grow and develop as a player.
Aaron Wall punting it away. Fair catch being called for by Ezra Landry down at the 25-yard line. So Southern University with 9:19 will get the ball again. First down and 10, leading by a score of 14-0. One of the things that, if anything, defense they felt for Arkansas Pine Bluff was their strength, because they had more veterans on the defensive side of the ball than they did on the offensive side of the ball.
But one of the things that Southern offense is designed to do is designed to wear you out and tire you a whole lot. So no matter how much experience you have, if you're on the field a whole lot and your offense isn't helping you out, your performance is going to suffer. And I think that's what's happening right now. It looks like the Arkansas Pine Bluff defense is starting to suffer. They've been on the field for quite a while. Southern has dominated this game right now in terms of time of possession. They've had long drives, 11 minutes of game time, compared to just 8 or 9 for their own offense. So they've been on the field a whole lot. We've been calling out some of their names.
Keith Scott on the stop. That last run by Victor Ike. It'll bring up a second down after a gain of, we'll call it 3, 2nd and 7. Richard rolling left, throwing in the middle of the field. As wide open for the reception is Jobert. First down across the 40 to about the 43-yard line.
And that's been there all day. They're getting a cover 2 look right now is what Arkansas Pine Bluff is trying to play. The weakness in a cover 2 defense is the middle of the field. So if you see a lot of catches in the middle of the field, that's why there's a big gate and gap right there. And if you get to the middle on a cover 2, there's a lot of good yards you can pick up.
15 yards on that reception. Here's Ike trying to go left, following his blockers, and gains about 5 on the play to about the 47-yard line.
Coming into this game, Victor Ike was averaging 4.5 yards a carry, which is a good runner. He's a transfer from the University of Texas, so they like to run him outside. They want to run him a little bit inside. He's from Austin, Texas. He's a good runner, but he's a good outside runner, and he's got to keep that average up there around 4 yards a carry. That'll be a successful season for him.
Richard has a complete far sideline. First down, Mike Hayes.
Now we're are starting to open it up a little bit. You give them a little bit of that's kind of that Mike and Ike show we heard about. You get them with a little bit of Victor Ike.
They even have a candy bar called the Mike and Ike show down at Baton Rouge.
And see Hayes explode out his break. They're giving him so much cushion. That's why he has time to explode out the break, run downfield, get set. Quarterback hit him with the football. They respect his speed. They're playing him 12 yards off all the time.
Hayes came out of LSU also. Had the knee injury a year ago. Could have gone into the NFL draft. As you see Richard still on his feet. Finally brought down from behind, but not before he picked up good yards. And we talked about the fact that, you know, here's Mike Hayes, came back, but I think in all honesty, he probably is helping himself by playing another year instead of going into the draft last year, because a lot of NFL teams may have looked at it as damaged goods, where right now he has an opportunity to really excel. He was the preseason player of the year a year ago before he got hurt. Ironically enough, both preseason players, offensive and defensive, got hurt in their first game. The other one was Leonard Mack from Texas Southern. And here, turning some, was there a fumble? No, they're going to say that the runner was down after the reception by Kentrell Plain. Kentrell out of Baton Rouge High, went to Stroma High and ranked 6th in the conference in receptions. You know, you got the top 3 receivers in the SWAC in this particular game. Number 1 and 3, Hayes and Jabert for Southern, and number 2 is McKay.
And what you'll see here is right in here, the middle of the field, this is wide open all day in a cover 2 defense. You've got man-to-man coverage here with the middle of the field wide open. Whoever gets to the middle is going to have some success. They attack the outside on that play. Now you see what we mean in cover 2. The outside, the middle is wide open.
Kentrell Plain, the intended receiver on that particular play. Defense downfield by Scott. Also down there for UAPB, Michael Shack. Second down, looking over in the corner. And that was close to being intercepted. The pass intended for Jobert, and Caldwell was closer to it than Jobert that time.
They've tried that play several times. There must be something they're seeing in the scout report, but it seems like every time they've done it, Randy Caldwell's been right there, running a fade from the slot receiver. It's faking like he's going outside, then he's cutting up the field on the sideline, but they haven't fooled him yet on it, so I'd like to see him try something different. Maybe give a fake outside and then cut back inside.
Plain in the slot to the right. Here goes Richard. He slips down at the 20. And it's going to be 4th down and 10. They beat 4th and 11.
Great coverage. Great coverage. That would, if you would have gotten tackled by the line of scrimmage, that would have been your typical coverage shot. Everywhere you looked, there were guys covering everybody. Haynes had 2 guys on him. Jobert had 1 guy on him. Everybody was covered. Nothing you can do there. Richard, I'm surprised he's been able to run in those situations, but that time the UAPB defensive line did a good job of keeping him in the pocket.
Now Southern University calls its second timeout. 5:46 remaining in the first half of play. Each team has spent 2. Each has 1 remaining. And Southern University leading 14-0 with the 4th down and 10 facing them. I want to talk things over, see what's going on, and see how they can come up with it. As you look at Alfred Ard, who has a couple of receptions here this evening. Ard coming in to the game with 4 receptions, and he has 2 so far. We'll be back. 5:46 left in the pad. Nicole Watson here in Pine Bluff, Arkansas, where Southern University leading 14-0. NBC is your family urban television network for positive programming. The entire family can watch. A new season of Spiritual Impact begins this Monday, and it all starts your way at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, as well as a new season of The Lounge. Tune into The Lounge for smooth R&B, jazz, gospel, and a little rock. Wednesdays at 10 p.m. right here on the NBC Television Network. 5:45 is the time remaining, and we're in the first half of play. 4th and 10 for Southern University. They've been successful on previous 4th downs, with the exception of 1. And here's Richard looking, stops, throws in the end zone, intercepted. And coming back up the field with it is Arkansas Pine Bluff. So the first turnover, Caldwell with the interception. The second turnover, rather, for Southern University. They've thrown 2 this evening. There's Randy Caldwell the sophomore out of St. Louis, Missouri. He was playing center fielder, and maybe in certain situations that's just as good as a punt.
Yeah, and I guess that lets you know what they think about their special teams game. You see the blitz comes off of the corner. Quarterback does a good job of escaping. In this case, you don't want him to get sacked, throw it. If they would have tackled him right there in the 2-yard line, that would have been better than a punt. They could have pinned him. But the good job that Caldwell did in running it out, giving his team some decent field position. Now, if they can score going into the half, that'd be a great demoralizer.
Well, Caldwell picked off his second pass of the evening. He has 2 in this particular game. 5:25 remaining, and Arkansas Pine Bluff with the ball. They started at their own 18. They gained 3 yards on the play to the 21. It'll be 2nd down and 7.
And with that, look for them to try a little middle screen. You know, try something to get them going. Right now, Southern is confusing your quarterback. He hasn't got his rhythm yet. Try to get a little screen. Let some of your running backs, some of your better players step up and make some plays until your quarterback finds his rhythm.
And the quarterback keeps it. Lovelady goes straight ahead, gets the first down out to about the 29-yard line.
I like that. Lovelady, although he's been rattled, he's thrown some interceptions, he's still not afraid to call his own number. You know, as a quarterback, you have to have that confidence. Hey, it's on me, coach. I've made a couple mistakes, but I can get you out of this jam that I put you into as well.
Came into the game ranked 8th in the conference in passing efficiency and total offense, but more importantly, when he came to the game, out of the 6 possessions in which he was quarterback of record, they scored on 5 of them and they missed a field goal. But he hasn't been as fortunate so far this evening with a pair of interceptions. 4:33 remaining, and he's back to pass it right now. Throws it out to flat. He rushed that one. Had a man open, but he had some pressure coming also. So that heat was coming. He was getting out the kitchen, wasn't he?
Yeah, I want to say, if St. Cerise's coming at you running like that, 6'5", 315 pounds, I want to see what you do, Mr. Neal.
I would be in the kitchen. Well, you get somebody to cook for you.
They did a good job of applying pressure. That front 4 from Southern is taking amongst themselves. They know that this is the new quarterback that's in there that hasn't faced these live bullets before. So they're taking it amongst themselves to put some pressure and disrupt his rhythm, to not let him get too comfortable in his new role as a starting quarterback.
2nd down, full house backfield. Man going in motion is Brown. And back to pass, looking for the screen.
He's open.
And has it complete for a first down is Brian. Brian Jones. Brian Jones across the 40 to about the 42, 43-yard line. The big target moves the sticks for the golden line.
I tell you, that's why you gotta love black college football. Here it is. He knows that the crowd is dead right now. He's not having that. Brian Jones says, Coach, get me in motions. We'll get McCabe to the offense a little bit later. Hit me with the football. He wasn't going down easily, and that hypes up the fans. Anytime you got a big tight end, as you take a look here, watch what he does after the catch. He's trying to set a tone here. Look at this. Bow would have hit another one. He's not going down with just one defender. Bring 3 or 4. Get your crowd into it. Strike up the band. Let's go, Pine Bluff. Let's go.
And they're keeping the ball on the ground going forward, moving the pile down to about the 48-yard line.
A little bit of a bobbled snap there in exchange, but they still got positive line.
They certainly did.
This offensive line for Arkansas Pine Bluff, I mean, the size of these guys, 6'4", 350, 6'3", 320, 6'2", 315, 6 feet, 293, and then the biggest of the big, the best of the best, Courtney Van Buren, 6'6", 370 pounds. 6'6", 370. Something's not natural about that.
And here's the ball again being kept on the ground. They're running it with Willie Collins on the ground across midfield, right in to Southern University territory. And that'll bring up a 3rd down and about 3.
Big play coming up here. I'd say right now, if you're Arkansas Pine Bluff, you got to start looking for Brian Jones. He's gotten you this far. Find another way to spring him. He's got a mismatch on those linebackers. He's a big kid and he can run.
Here's the stats on Antonio Lovelady. 2 interceptions.
Not what they counted on coming into this football game.
Big 3rd down now. Lovelady back to pass. Throws it down to McKay. He has it. Touchdown, Arkansas Pine Bluff. 49 yards.
Big-time players show up in big games. McKay had the patience to keep running his routes, but more importantly, Lovelady had the wherewithal and the courage to go for the deep bomb on the 3rd and short situation. situation they call for him to take the short pass. Take what the defense gives you, go deep over the top. Great throw, great catch, Arkansas Pine Bluff.
This comes with 2:27 and Mr. Automatic, and that's Aaron Wall, will be in for the PA. He is perfect so far this year, 5 of 5. New holder, though. Let's see how if that affects him. The kick is up, and it is good. He had to use a new holder tonight because their regular holder is out injured. But it didn't make a difference. And now UAPB is on the board, 14-7. We'll be back. Charlie Dale, Jay Walker. Let's look at that touchdown and how did it happen, Jay? 14-7. Arkansas Pine Bluff on the board.
But what you're going to see here is they're playing cover 2 coverage. He's got man-on-man coverage, but he thinks he has help on the inside from the safety here. When the ball snapped, McKay's going to do a good job of sliding on the inside, putting a move on this guy, making him miss. And as the safety loses his footing, you'll see him run by him. As the safety right there lost his footing, McKay ran by him and got open for the touchdown.
And that's all you take.
Every now and then in football, when you think you got help on the inside and it's not there, then bad things tend to happen to you. It's like if I'm opening up a door and I think you're going to give me some resistance as I'm pulling real hard on it and you let go.
Might hit you in the nose.
I might hit me in the nose or I may fall and hurt myself. So that's why you got to talk in football like chess. It's a dance.
Well, Lovelady did a great job of reading the defense and understanding, of course, of the speed of Korea McKay. And, of course, we talked to Korea a little bit yesterday. Here's a young man who came out of, this is his first year of here at Arkansas Pine Bluff, came out of Oklahoma Junior College in Mississippi, had a chance to go to Mississippi Valley, decided to come here to Arkansas Pine Bluff, and asked him about his first name. I said, how about your name Korea? He said, well, when I was born, my mother always wanted to go to Korea, and that's why she named me Korea. He says, and I hope I'll be in position one day to afford to send her there, because he's always wanted to go. So, you know, good kid, and
great story.
Good student also, good student athlete. Wants to coach high school. Ezra Landry from the 4.
Uh-oh.
There he goes. A little stutter step down the sideline, and he's finally hog-tied right about the 45.
Tell you what, boy, when he gets those little feet running, they look like needles on the sewing machine going into some fabric.
As Richard Pryor used to say, little tiny feet.
Little tiny, I mean, take a look at this, how he's just got these choppy feet. I mean, he's going, it's like, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I mean, that stuff right there, you either got it or you don't have it. And then he's got some knee lift, too. For 41 did a good job of holding him and threw him down a little bit of frustration, saying, you're trying to make me look bad, man.
There's a timeout on the field. 2:15 remaining. First half. In Pine Bluff, Arkansas, where the Golden Lions have gotten on the scoreboard. Every score in the game so far is a result of a turnover. It's after an interception. Caldwell's interception resulted in that last drive for Arkansas Pine Bluff that covered 82 yards. Every scoring drive has taken 7 plays. And now we have Southern with the ball at their own 41-yard line. First down and 10 and leading by 7. Slant pass across the middle, trying to get it to Hart, and that's going to be incomplete.
And what that big play and that touchdown does, it gets everybody into the game. These stands got real quiet for a while, and Southern had done their job. And when you go into somebody's volatile home territory, you want to quiet the crowd. 14-0, it was quiet. 14-7, we got a football game, and Arkansas Pine Bluff is just one play away from really making this place erupt.
And they're keeping it on the ground. That is Southern University running it with Peoples, who's got a touchdown to his credit already this evening. And he gets the first down across midfield into UAPB territory after the run.
And he's been kind of the wild card in this game. I think you practice all weekend stopping the outside run from either the quarterback or the running back, and all of a sudden what does Pete Richardson do? He surprises you with Peoples, and Peoples doesn't even have his name on the back of his jersey. Yeah, he's the only one.
That's
so
right.
He's the wild card. A little trickery there by Pete.
First home game of the season for UAPB. And here's Richard, option, pitches it back. And they read that extremely well, and not allowing anybody to get a head of steam going for UAPB was Brandon Sweeney, number 31.
That is picture-perfect defense on how you stop an option. A couple things have to happen when the teams run an option. You got to hit the quarterback. You got to make him pay so that he wants to pitch the ball. And then secondly, after the pitch, you got to hit the running back really hard so he tells the quarterback, hey, man, what are you doing pitching me that football?
Yeah, what do you call a headache ball? Don't throw it in here. I'm going to get hurt. Here's a little comebacks corner pattern, or a little comeback for Ard coming back to the ball, but they didn't gain anything on it, so it'll bring up a third down situation with a minute remaining in the second quarter. Forget the sound of the game coming up at halftime. You'll see the marching musical machine from the University of Arkansas Pine Bluff in what is a traditional battle of the bands, with the marching 200 from Southern University. And this one, the receiver, the defender fell down, and Mike Hayes makes the catch and just runs out of bounds and stops the clock. Close to a first down. I think he has it with 35 seconds to go, as the defensive back just slipped down and just could not recover. That was Michael Shack, or actually the linebacker.
I know we mentioned that this is a multi-million-dollar grass they've got down here, but it did rain a little bit, and I think over the past it's starting to sit in a little bit, and we're starting to see these players out here have a little trouble with their footing. There's been a lot of slips out there.
It is a first down. Richard throws, and it's caught. And again, Mike Hayes, with a defensive player draped all over him, comes up with the reception, and that was Adrian Henry who had him in the grasp.
I mean, Hayes is such a big guy. I mean, he's 6 feet 5 inches, and he's 220 pounds. I mean, that's a big guy. And when you've got a cornerback, I mean, all the cornerback can do is basically jump on his back and hold on for the ride, because if you're behind him, there's no way Hayes is going to let you get to that ball. And I like the fact that he made himself big. He didn't shrink down and let the ball come to him. He went out and grabbed it and made the defensive back come over him.
Southern University has spent its last time out. 23 seconds to go in the half. They lead it by 7, and it's a second down facing them. Second and about 4, but more importantly, only 23 seconds. So they've used all of their timeouts, so they're going to have to play wisely in terms of space and clock utilization if they're going to get in position to score. Remember, they have not attempted a field goal this year, so it's going to be very interesting there. I'm sure they're going to try to go for 6.
I think so. With 23 seconds and you're on the 30-yard line, that's a lot of time. I mean, if you get the first down on the 2nd and 4, now if you do manage to get the first down, you can take 3 shots at the end zone. With Michael Hayes being 6'5", I'm sure one of these plays will be a throw-up ball to him.
Victor Ike, in the backfield. Richard looking in the middle, under pressure, just throws it up there, and it's incomplete.
They called him down. They called it was a sack, and if you're Southern, that's the one thing you didn't want to let happen.
So the clock is still running.
The clock is running.
And they have no timeouts left, and the players are not aware of what's happening. They're taking their time getting back. The ball has not been placed by the official.
They won't get it off.
Now they may get it off. That's it. That's the end of the first half of play. Right here in Pine Bluff, Arkansas, as they go into the locker room at halftime. Pretty good half for Southern, because they have a big advantage in terms of yards. But Arkansas Pine Bluff started to rally toward the end of the first half and turned an interception by Caldwell into 7 points as they drove down the field 7 plays, 82 yards, used up 3 minutes off the clock, and put 7 points on the board with McKay on that 49-yard reception from Antonio Lovelady. So again, the first half has been a story of mistakes by both teams. Both teams threw 2 interceptions, and the opposite teams have been able to capitalize 3 of those 4 turnovers.
Yeah, and one of the things is when you have such a big lead, you want to make sure you're up by more than just 1 touchdown, and they're only up by 1 touchdown. And let's take a look and see what Nicole Watson have to say with one happy coach with a 7-point lead. Nicole?
Game starting in the second half. They're getting a little fatigued, and we just got to be ready to go.
Yes, it doesn't look like your players are enthusiastic that they're in the lead.
Well, you know, we're playing, but we got to pick up our intensity on both sides of the ball. We gave them a touchdown there in that second quarter. We shouldn't have.
All right, we look forward to the second half, Coach. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Charlie, Jay, back to you.
All right. So they wanted to get the running game established in the second half. Southern University has still rushed for 147 yards in the first half, but I'm sure he'd like to see a little more production on the ground game. And we'll be back with more and the Southern University Marching Band in just a moment. Charlie Neal at halftime here, the Human Jukebox Marching Band from Jaguar Land of Southern University with the Dancing Dolls. They're 200 strong under the direction of Dr. Isaac Gray.
The Southern University Marching Band from Jaguar Land. And now put your hands together for the fabulous Dancing Dolls as they move and groove to the sounds of I'm Real. Amazing trailblazing 360 steps per minute. One of the many reasons why when you say Southern University Marching Band, it means a showtime. It is dance on the chest that lets you know that they're the best. The Southern University Marching Band is simply America's finest. So sit back, relax, for you're about to experience the most exciting time of your life. As the stimulating, the dazzling, the rock of all houses, the crowd takes you on a ride. The band will now get down to the sounds that's hot in here. And move, get out of the way.
Once again, that's you. The SWAC is back. Getting it a little hot. Come on. Come on now. With a little bit of what? With a little bit of what? Come on now. With a little bit of what? With a little bit of. Number one. Don't be so cool. Make it all down. Act the fool. Yo. I just act the fool. I just act the fool. Come on. Come on. Come on. Now we're. Number two, know it's about beat the Wind West with the dirty South. Just come on, come on. Number two, come on. Now sing. Somebody, anybody, everybody's free. It ain't over yet, Jaguar fans. That's right. Dancing Band is coming through.
at halftime. We'll be back with more from Arkansas and the University of Arkansas Pine Bluff Band in just a moment. Machine of the Mid-South is the University of Arkansas Pine Bluff Marching Band under the direction of John Graham. And the young dancers that dance with them are the Golden Girls. Let's listen right now.
It takes a nation of leaders to hold us back. And ain't no reaching out holders, flag corps in the SWAC. Ladies and gentlemen, the 24-karat golden University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff, second oldest institution of higher learning in the state of Arkansas, and the oldest with an African-American heritage. The University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff, skilled in the field of academia. University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. But meanwhile, back on the field, ain't no stopping us now. Styling and profiling is the Golden Lions marching band. Golden Line Band. You can see as the four micros of marching perfection are distracted by the graceful and gorgeous Golden Girls getting on down to the Mac Band. Roses are red. Knowledge plus know-how equals success. The Microsoft Windows logo. like a bow. With a left, right. Oh! Bring it down now. And we just want you to know that we are, what is going on? Okay, if you don't do nothing, make sure you save the drum. Okay, we need to reset the drum. Okay, oh my goodness. We need some paramedics on the field right now. We need some paramedics. Oh my goodness. Oh, what is this? Oh, that boy got a lot of talent. Oh, yeah! Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the Big That boy is good. The march of the inside under the direction of John Graham, assistant band directors are Dr. Robin Elliott, Jerome Hudson, and Robin Walker. Assistant director is Ann White. Running the Golden Girls. Running the Golden Silks. Here's Alicia Davis, Simon Ford Collins, the voice of the Mid-South.
All right, you just finished listening to the
Anything stands out in your mind?
Well, I mean, obviously, that's a lot of first downs to accumulate. 18 first downs in one half, and only have a 7-point lead. That's not reflective of what they've been able to do. They've dominated this football game the whole first half. I think the down note for Southern is you're up by 7, but you think you should be up by a whole lot more. They threw some interceptions down by the goal line, and they didn't capitalize. And the one big play made Arkansas Pine Bluff one play away from winning this football game, or at least tying it.
251 total yards to 139 for UAPB. Two turnovers for each team. Southern capitalized twice on the 2 UAPB turnovers, while Arkansas Pine Bluff was able to capitalize once on the 2 turnovers that Southern University came up with.
Take a look at Coach getting the second half game plan ready. I think he'll make a couple of adjustments. I think he'll implement a little bit more of the short passing game to Michael Hayes. We know he can run, but they haven't stretched him yet. He hasn't gone just a one-on-one jump ball with Hayes, which is supposed to be one of his strengths. And then on the Arkansas Pine Bluff side of football, I think they're going to start anew this first half. They're going to continue to do some play action passing, but they've got to get Doolin involved in this football game. Coaches say that he's a top-of-the-line running back. They want to see him play big on games because he's supposed to be a game day player.
McKay will field it at the 14. Arkansas Pine Bluff's McKay back up across the 35 to about the 39-yard line. Good return of about 15 yards, make it 25 yards for McKay. As you saw, a shot of Coach Lee Hardman in his 10th year, school's all-time winningest coach. Had a very successful high school career here in Arkansas, won 51 straight games at one time.
Wow.
That's a lot of games, isn't it?
Doesn't matter what level you're winning on. It could be Pop Warner, junior varsity, or whatever. 51 games in a row is a heck of a coaching job.
From their own 30 line, Doolin is the man in motion. Lovelady back to pass on first down, throws it, has it complete to McKay. Korea McKay across midfield with a first down into Southern territory at the 49-yard line. Last time that Arkansas Pine Bluff beat Southern was back in 1999, and that score was 30-19. So they have upset on their mind here tonight.
And they've done it before, and we talked earlier that we thought that the Pine Bluff just felt that Southern was their thorn in the side. When Pine Bluff was trying to establish a program to take over the SWAC, Southern was a team that kept beating them, stopping them from winning SWAC championships. The year they beat Southern, Grambling stepped up. So now Arkansas don't want to take a step back. They figure they know how to beat Southern University. They just want to continue to do it on a regular basis.
Incomplete. Going across the middle. There's your intended receiver there.
Is that Thomas Miller?
That's BT.
You can read his whole last name on the back of the jersey, Thomas Miller.
BT Miller.
BT.
Brian Thomas, the true
Brian
freshman.
Thomas Miller, that's right.
From Duncanville, Texas. Runs a 4.40. 2nd and 10. He's in the place tonight of DeBoris Pilcher out of Greenwood, Mississippi, who was the only returning starter at wide receiver for UAPB. Dueling the man in motion now.
It's a blitz. Picked up well.
And plenty of time. And it's thrown and complete to Brian Jones. And Brian Jones with another reception this evening, his 4th. And he has a first down inside the 40 to about the 38-yard line. But Brian Jones has been the big play receiver so far for Arkansas Pine Bluff. 4 receptions tonight, came into the game with 4, and he's doubled his output for the season.
And every time that Brian Jones has caught the ball, he hasn't been covered that much. He's been kind of wide open. They've been easy throws in order to get him the football. Tight end stepping up, making a big play. Arkansas Pine Bluff starting to get a rhythm as they drive the ball in the Southern Territory.
Collins, the lone setback behind the quarterback, Lovelady. Here comes the blitz. And he steps right up under the blitz and gets down to the 34-yard line. I'll tell you, they were coming with a vengeance, and he just ducked his shoulders and his head and turned it upfield.
I mean, that's one of the things. They brought the blitz from the outside corner, and what the quarterback did was a good job of recognizing where the blitz was coming from. They were going to bring the guy off the slot and bring the blitz in there. And as you'll see, the quarterback on the left-hand side of your monitor got an opportunity of recognizing where the blitz was coming from and eluding a little Houdini act there.
It is 2nd down. 2nd and 7. Complete. Turning it upfield. Still on his feet. Another first down at the 24-yard line goes Brian Jones.
And they're doing a good job. They're getting some confidence. They're understanding, hey, we can play with these guys. What you're seeing there is the quarterback. Southern University continues to blitz the quarterback. They're rolling the quarterback to the outside of the pocket. As you'll see here, one of the things the quarterback is going to do is recognize where the blitz is coming from and roll outside of the pocket to make a play. As he gets outside the pocket, just throw the football, throwing and catching, sandlot.
Do you think, or do you feel like that touchdown that UAPB scored before half is carrying over here?
Definitely was. And they realized we're just one play away, and we haven't even played our best football game yet. I think Arkansas Pine Bluff will grade out at around a C in that first half.
Throwing for McKay. Flag is down. Good call on the defense. McKay was there, the defender, and that's the young man named Moffitt who transferred in from Ole Miss, Kevin Moffitt, who was defending downfield. Had a chance to spend some time with that young man yesterday, Kevin. Talked to him. He doesn't have his name on his jersey.
First down.
And that's one of the things that you get in strategizing. You always hear the term 3 wide receiver set or nickel coverage. When you go to 3 wide receivers, that forces the other team to bring in their 3rd best corner. Moffitt's not their starting corner; he's their nickel back. When you bring in their 3rd string cornerback, you create a mismatch. You got your best wide receiver against their 3rd best cornerback, and you see there McKay did a good job of sneaking in a little shove there. Yeah, and it's only cheating if you get caught. So I thought he did a good job of kind of pushing off that guy, and that's why you see teams use 3 wide receivers to create a systematic mismatch.
And Randy Williams, the safety, trying to come over to help out, was a little late in getting there. Meanwhile, Moffitt was locked up with Maria McKay from the eye. 3-back set. You see if they pitch it to the 3rd back. And what do we have here? It's not the play.
Guys on the field. They got too many guys
Illegal
on the
substitution. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 people on the field.
He had 3 backs and a tight end with 2 wide receivers and 5 linemen.
Well, he might have been able to get away with it.
You know, it would have been funny if they'd have ran a play and they still wouldn't have gotten the yards. If you can't beat a team 12 on 11, that would have been funny.
From the 14-yard line.
Maybe I see Coach talking to Korea McKay. Maybe he wasn't supposed to be in there. He was at 12th man. Number 4 comes over to the sideline. Same formation. Keeping it on the ground.
Oh, what a run.
Running through people like water. was Billy Moody, and Moody takes it in from 14 yards out. They needed to establish that running game, and they did there.
They set it up with the pass. Watch the numbers pass. Those are pass to anticipate the blow. Those are pass up by Billy Moody.
UAPB had to rally a week ago to go into double overtime to beat Mississippi Valley. They've rallied from 14 points down here, and they're trying to tie it up with the point after. From Aaron Wall is blocked, and we have a 1-point ball game.
Talked about that earlier, Charles. A new holder.
Now we've got a new holder in there in John Pierce, a reserve quarterback replacing Terrell Hammonds, the defensive back who's injured, and I don't know if that had anything to do with it. They worked on the placement of the ball all yesterday after practice, but I don't know if that had anything to do with it. But again, it's a 1-point ball game, 14-13.
The snap was behind the holder, and normally if you've got a holder that you're used to doing, it's been in the rhythm of a football game, holding all day long. What you do is, it's no problem. But what happened, the holder there had to reach for a snap that was behind him, and when he reached for the snap that was behind him, put it down, it caused a timing disruption.
14-3, 13 is our score. We're in the third quarter. Charlie Neal, Jay Walker, Nicole Watson, Pine Bluff, Arkansas. And it's time for our NBC game trivia. And the question this evening is, which active historically black college and university coach has the best winning percentage, or had the best winning percentage, going into this season, the 2002 season? You can go to our website, post your answers on the sports page at www.nbcnetwork.com and qualify to win an NBC sports package. Oh, see if you can answer that question. Guard run, and they're in a 1-point ball game right now, 14-13. And Aaron Wall getting ready to kick it off.
Crunch time right now for the Southern University Jaguars. Teams come back on you. Right now, this is what you kind of call it gut check time. The momentum has left your team and gone to your opponent. Time to see what they're going to step up and do.
Southern University, Chris Davis bringing it up the field. Chris Davis trips up at the 30, dropped down at the 31-yard line. So Southern gets the ball for the first time in the second half, leading by 1, 14-13. Well, it's been a good ball game here so far. A couple of turnovers early. Now let's see if Pete Richardson, as he said going into the locker room at halftime to our Nicole Watson, hey, we need to establish the running game ourselves. Now let's see if they are able to do that. They've been able to throw the ball. Let's see if they can run it. But
when teams get in a situation they're not comfortable with, they kind of go back to what they're used to doing. And with Southern University, in this case, it's throwing the football. So I don't expect to see them trying to set up the run right now.
Unless they work it right here. Well, they are going to run it on first down. And they do try to keep it on the ground, but they're running it from the shotgun. And that's Peoples, who has a touchdown already, was the man who carried the ball, and he got 8 yards on the carry. So let's see how much you know, huh?
So that's why I'm up here in the box. That's why I don't get paid a coach's salary.
It is second down. 2nd and 2. Peoples comes to the right side of the quarterback, Richard, right now, who's gone all the way, and he goes the opposite way on a counter play. Here's Peoples trying to get outside, and he is wrapped up. Hit initially by Haywood Small, the linebacker.
Haywood Small and his buddy. This looked like Big Peoples there was ready to take on the whole team. They're doing a number count here. You got 6 guys in the box. Hand it off to your running back. Make the first guy miss. Good job. They mark his forward progress, and then here come the rest of the Lions with a little gang tackling there.
And on 3rd down and inches, the quarterback, Richard, kept the ball, got the needed yardage for the first down. So to bring up a 1st and 10, the clock continuing to run. First and 10 at the 41. Bad snap. Richard picks it up, and he's brought down from behind. Not much running room for him. Keith Scott out of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, made the tackle defensively.
Rule number 1 in football on offense, quarterback-center exchange. That case there, I think Richard is guilty of looking downfield before he gets the ball in his hands and he has a clean hold on the football. Don't want to hurt your team like that. Instead of second and short, second and 15.
That's the second time he's bobbled a snap this evening. Loss of 5 on the last play. He's looking to pass. Throws. Great catch by Jobert across midfield, just shy of a first down, and he'll need 1. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 1 situation, but Jobert went up along the sideline, didn't have a lot of room to work with there. And let's watch the great hands of...
You can say what you want about Jobert. This quarterback, Richard, this is called threading the needle between 3 defenders. Put it right there. The only place where his receiver can catch the football. As a quarterback, you love to see that pass. You just threw a picture-perfect pass.
3rd and 1. Peoples to the outside. Picks up the first down on 3rd and 1. Down to the 44-yard line.
Well, I'll tell you what, Pine Bluff better come up with an answer to solve the question with Peoples, because right now Peoples is having his way out there. He's averaging at least 4 or 5 yards a carry. He's a dominating force in here, and he's been a surprise, and they haven't figured out a way to stop him yet.
Now he's moving Peoples to the strong side of the field. Jobert is in the slot to the left. Hayes is off to the right side on the weak side of the field. Richard on the option, pitches to Peoples. Turns the corner and is finally brought down by the linebacker Shack. But not before he gets down to about the 38, 39-yard line.
They could be having a little bit of a changing of the guard here. We haven't seen Victor Reich in quite a while. I think that Coach Richardson really likes this north-south running style, meaning running from straight ahead. You're not running sideways, running vertically, style that Peoples brings to the table.
Peoples out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Richard goes to the air. Incomplete. Intending it for Hayes, Mike Hayes. Hayes was covered defensively by Adrian Henry out of West Helena, Arkansas.
And they've done a good job. I think that one of the things that Coach Hartman talked about, he spoke with you in depth about, was containing Michael Hayes. Give him everything short, don't give him anything deep. And Hayes, even the balls thrown his way, haven't been any deep throws. They've all been short. So credit the secondary for Arkansas Pine Bluff.
When you say you're not going to stop him, you know, you just try to contain him. Don't give him the big play. Here's Peoples, stutter stepping and barreling his way close to a first down. He was hit at the line of scrimmage and just picked up a couple of extra yards on his own second effort before Rodney Washington made the stop defensively. It's still short of a first down. It's 4th and inches. And here's the quarterback, Richard. He's going to try to keep it. I don't know if he got it. Let's see where they mark it.
Well, second effort might have got him over, but there's a penalty flag on the field. This could have a factor.
Well, they're signaling, the referee is signaling first down. I'm still looking for the penalty flag. Way back downfield, down at the 15-yard line.
Yeah. I think the referee that signaled it didn't see the flag. It came from so far back.
Yeah, but the official who threw the flag is not making an effort to get up there quick enough to let the referee know he threw the flag.
You just got to take it easy, isn't he?
He finally got up there, but I mean, the flag's been there a long time. He's signaling first down, and they're setting everything else, and the back judge who threw the flag has to get up there and let somebody know he threw one. But apparently it's against Arkansas Pine Bluff. So
illegal participation on the defense. 15-yard penalty.
Probably had 12 men on the field. Again, illegal participation. We've seen some strange penalties the last couple of weeks, not only in college football, but the NFL. Don't take your helmet off, right?
Yeah.
We'll be back. 14-13 is our score, 8:16 left, third quarter. And we're in Pine Bluff, Arkansas. The bobble snap by the quarterback. He has running room. and he picks up some yards. He was very fortunate in that particular situation. Richard gets it down to the 11, and he picks up close to another first down, about 9 yards on the run.
Where is the Pine Bluff defensive line on that? The quarterback dropped the ball, picked it up, fumbled it, trying to get it again, and nobody was in 5 yards from him. Ezekiel Davis, Rodney Washington, Jan Yates, you guys got to hustle, get on that football.
Hand off to Peoples inside, and Peoples is wrapped up, nowhere to run this time. First man to touch him defensively was Sweeney out of Galveston, Texas, the junior.
They're getting closer. They're not going to let him run up and down on them all day long. Key, third and short coming up here.
Third down 1. One of the things that coach wanted to do on the defensive side of the ball for UAPB was use more sets with the linebackers this year, as opposed with the nickel and dime sets they use with extra defensive backs. Now we had a player jump off sides on the defensive side. Let's see if he was drawn off. He's pointing at the white jersey of Southern University, and then it is going to be illegal procedure against SU.
Prior to the snap, false start on the offense.
Like the end man on line of scrimmage might have been the tight end Nelson, might have flinched just a little bit.
It was number 81 Nelson. So that changes the strategy a little bit for Pete Richardson, the offense, and David Oliver, the offensive coordinator. And it brings up 3rd and 7 rather than 3rd and 1. Got some room on the right side. Trying to get upfield and knocked out of bounds before he could get up ahead of steam at about the 13-yard line, but Jamal Joyner.
That's another one of those things we talked about earlier. I don't necessarily like Rashard's decision to escape to the right side. All your receivers are running left, and he's doing a rollout to the right. Like to see him roll out to the left. That way the defense at least has to think you're going to pass. They can't commit just coming up and stopping you running the football.
They're going to try the field goal. Their first attempt at a field goal this year, Southern University, and it'll be a 29-yard field goal. And on to attempt it is Colby Miller, sophomore out of Covington, Louisiana. First attempt this year. The kick is up. It is long enough, and it is good. Oh, no good. One official started to signal good, and the other one signaled no good. So the officials were a little disconcerted there on their end of what they want to call. So the attempted field goal, no good for Southern University. Timeout on the field, 6:39 to go. Still a one-point ball game here in Pine Bluff. Out of St. Aug High in New Orleans, Louisiana. And he's a 3.4 grade point average in therapeutic recreation. And his counterpart on the other side of the ball is Maurice Troutman from Long Beach, California. And he's a 3.5 grade point average in business administration. Congratulations, both of those young men, for outstanding work, not only on the gridiron, but in the classroom as well.
That's what it's all about.
Pine Bluff trailing by 1 with the ball. And the quarterback runs out of bounds in front of the Southern University bench. Do we have a flag over there on the sideline? No, maybe not.
Yeah, I saw a flag.
No, it was somebody. Yeah, maybe a flag. There's something down there, Yellow.
Personal foul on the defense. First down.
Let's go down on the sideline with Nicole Watson. Nicole.
All right, guys, with me now is the Chancellor of the University of Arkansas Pine Bluff.
1991, and at that particular time, we had been through some very trying periods. We had a large deficit, operating deficit for the institution, and we had a death penalty for the football program. So we maintained certain traditions. We had homecoming, but we had to have a flag football game. And so
progressing.
Well, fortunately, we had some funds. We had a grant from the federal government. And we had some other funds also that we've been using to operate our system. So we made a decision to invest $8.2 million in infrastructure. And so we have the most advanced hardware computer system in the nation today. We have IP technology. All of our
Black institution, and we thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much.
All right, he says he wants a W on the board, though, guys, so the chancellors put the word out.
I'm sure he has, Nicole. And as you said, very advanced as Korea McKay catches that third down pass, but not enough for a first down, and to bring up a fourth down punting situation. And we were just our statistician Eric Moore very impressed with the laptop that one of the associates here up in the press box brought around. We were getting scores from other games with a wireless laptop. It wasn't plugged into anything, and they just went online. Jay was playing with it at halftime. I'll tell you, he might just come back down here just to play with the computers.
He's like a kid in a candy store there. All these toys.
Landry, he gets away, and he's still on his feet. Boy, I'll tell you, he's a elusive 4'5", 7 guy. And I'll tell you who's the most frustrated person on the field is Jamal Joyner, who is 6'2", 215. Ezra Landry just walked away from him.
The game of football sometimes can be simple. Keep your legs moving. Keep them churning. The great football players are the ones that have exceptional leg turnover. They keep their legs moving at all times. And Landry's demonstrated that from the very first time he touched the football.
Timeout on the field, 5:25 remaining at their own 26 is where Southern will go to work when we come back. Going into the 2002 college season, and the answer is the coaches in this particular game here tonight. It is Pete Richardson of Southern University with a winning percentage of 74%, followed by Billy Joe of Florida A&M. We'll see him next week, who has a 71% winning percentage in 28 years. Joe Taylor of Hampton, 70% at 19 years. Kent Schofield of Fort Valley, 70% over 5 years. And Bill Hayes at North Carolina A&T, a 66% winning percentage in 26 years. And more importantly, Billy Joe is a 222-game winner. Willard Bailey, who's not in that top 5 list, but who's ranked 6th among active coaches in winning percentage, has won his 200th career game. And Bill Hayes, en route to 200, he has 192 to his credit so far. So 1-3. Back to pass. Southern University with the ball. Richard has it complete. And it's complete to Plain, Contrell Plain.
I like that look there. Now that's how a quarterback's supposed to look. Jersey just not quite too clean, sticking out, letting your lineman know that you're one of the guys, you're one of the boys. I'm just like you. In football, you don't try and look pretty, you just try and be efficient.
Little shuffle pass inside to Peoples, and Peoples fumbles the ball. Who has it? I think Southern jumped on it. Fortunately, one of the linemen downfield was able to get on the ball and keep that from being a disaster. Actually, it wasn't a lineman. It was one of the receivers from Southern University.
A little shovel pass here. Quarterback likes that. It helps out your passing yards. People's running hard. He's getting there. When you get in that big crowd, you got to wrap the ball up. Fortunately, Ard was downfield with a good Johnny on the spot play to land on the football and make sure Southern can keep the drive alive.
Pass complete on the near sideline to Hayes, and Hayes stopped immediately by Henry.
And look for Southern to set him up. They've been hitting Hayes with the little hitch pass, the little 5-yard turnaround. Watch him try and set up the defensive back and give him a little hitch and go. 5 yards, fake the pass to him and turn around and run upfield. I think they're setting him up for it.
Ard Plain, along with Jobert on the far side. Hayes is on the near side. Here's Jobert. Great tackle from the secondary. Coming up quickly to make the stop defensively was Caldwell, who has a pair of interceptions in the game already tonight.
He's been a solid performer all night. He's been covering the deep pass. He's coming up making an arm tackle. If Joe Bear gets outside of him, he had plenty of room to run.
Katie barred the door, right?
Yeah.
Or open the door. It is 3rd and 8. The quarterback falls down. Richard had nowhere to go. 4th down for Southern.
I think he had his mind made up on going to Michael Hayes. And that's what happens when you have a receiver of that caliber. You take your pre-snap read and you say, no matter what, I'm going to throw the ball to him. When something goes wrong, you have to change your mind. You don't know where to go. That kind of caused a comfort check there. Good defense by the Arkansas Pine Bluff Gold Lions. We got a little helter-skelter here on the football field.
Well, what happened was they lined up quickly. That is Southern for the kick before Southern, I should say Arkansas Pine Bluff was able to get their return team on the field. So that didn't help the situation. And of course, the SWAC player of the week this week on the offensive side was Robert Kent.
Wow.
Our NBC player of the week, Robert Kent. 5 touchdowns, 540 yards for his team, the Jackson State Tigers, in a losing cause to North Carolina A&T.
That's one of the things. I mean, he's got almost 600 yards of total offense.
With 58 yards rushing.
58 yards rushing, 540 yards. You know, I think I'm a good quarterback. I don't know if I was ever that good, Charlie.
No, you never could run that well. But anyway, that's beside the point. Here we go with Love Lady. Some running room. Decides to turn it upfield. Still on his feet. Gets the first down out to the 34-yard line. Most importantly, you know, you talk about Robert Kent again, one of the premier quarterbacks in the Southwestern Athletic Conference and all of the nation. He's one of the final candidates, or one of the candidates for the Walter Payton Award, which goes to the top Division 1AA Offensive Player of the Year each year. And you know, there's
great if you were to win that award coming from Jackson State, and Walter Payton, as we all know, is a Jackson State legend. I hope he has continued success, and I would love for him to get that award.
Other candidates from historically black colleges is Mike Hayes here in this particular game from Southern, and Alan Suber, quarterback from Bethune-Cookman College. Keeping it on the ground, Arkansas Pine Bluff, and getting out across the 40 to the 41-yard line is Billy Moody.
Billy Moody stepped up big today, as well as, you know, for the Southern defense. Randy Williams has played a pretty good football game. He's right there. He held on to Moody's ankle to the very end, and that's what you want to do. You grab something, you hold on, and you don't let it go. So we've got a little chess match here. Moody's power against Williams' finesse. Something's got to give, and in that case there, it looks like Williams got the best of him holding on to that ankle, because it seems to be hobbled now. Moody does.
No. Second down, 4. And the hole closed quickly for Willie Collins, who tried the right side. This fall, NBC has gathered a panel of experts and concerned citizens from around the country so they can tackle issues affecting urban America. Next Monday, on September 23rd, we want you to join us for Future of Black America, Creating, Maintaining, and Sharing the Wealth. It's an informative new series on the NBC television network. 3rd down and 1 for UAPB. Big 3rd down play here. Lovelady with the stack. And the first down is gained across the 45 to about the 46-yard line. They keep it on the ground. You know, you're talking about Walter Payton Award 17 years ago today. Walter Payton rushed for 177 yards to reach the 15,000-yard plateau and score his 100th career touchdown. He did it against the Philadelphia Eagles. The Bears won that game 13-10.
mean, you think of Walter Payton, you just think everything about him was class. I mean, I was really touched when he passed away, and I just remember back to his Hall of Fame induction when he had his son. He was the first one to have his son induct him into the Hall, so that told you what type of values he had in life, on and off the field.
Intercepted, could have been.
You got to have that.
Well, that was down the field, and Smith had it, but his own player kind of came over and knocked it loose after he put it in his, tried to gather it in.
Well, that's why he plays DB. You can't catch it in the crowd. But like you say, if you're going to catch the football and you're going to get hit, you're going to get hit anyway, so you might as well go up and make the catch.
Cody Smith was the man who had it in his mitts, cornerback out of, he was recruited by a number of schools from New Orleans, from Walker High. It is 2nd and 10 for UAPB. Lovelady. Incomplete in front of the Southern bench. And this one intended for Philip Doolin. Incomplete pass, stops the clock with 3.1 seconds to go here in the third quarter.
One of the things I've noticed about Lovelady, one of his strengths, he throws the ball pretty good on the run. So that thing they've done is gone to a strength, rolled him out the pocket, and he's hit that sideline pass a number of times. That last throw was a good throw. It's just a matter of the receiver has to hold on to the catch. I like to say as a quarterback, you can't throw it and catch it. All we can do is throw it.
Now Doolin, they call timeout. That is Pine Bluff. They spend a timeout here, and we'll see how that plays down the road, because sometimes when you use a timeout, you got 3 seconds to go in the third quarter. I know you don't want to mess up the play, but you use a timeout in this particular situation could have an effect on you down the road.
It could. One of the things about it is, more importantly, you just want to come back out of a timeout and make sure that you get the first down. And if you're on defense, come out of timeout, make sure that you stop the team from getting the first down. This is the key juncture of this football game. Arkansas Pine Bluff has managed to get a little momentum and move to the midfield line. So let's see how it plays out after the timeout.
And the countdown is on as you look at the Southern University defensive coach talking things over for the Willie Gary Classic. It's a big weekend in Jacksonville, Florida, coming your way the 27th of September at 8 p.m. down in Jacksonville, Florida. Friday at 8, you'll see the Jagged Edge and Morris Day, and the time kick off the festivities at the Veterans Memorial Coliseum. So you can call Ticketmaster for more information. Jay and I will be there.
I'm going to watch the time.
Big fun weekend.
Morris Day.
You know anything about that?
Oh, man.
I thought, wait a minute, that's not Nelly now. If it was Nelly, I know you'd know something about that.
My Jungle Love, what time is it? 7? They got them all. Minneapolis sound. I'll school you on that, Charlie.
Okay.
You can hit me the peaches and herd about hitting about the time.
Third down. Lovelady stands in there, throws, and it's complete up to the 41-yard line, and it's Doolin on the reception.
That's a little redemption throw right there. I like the fact that he went back to his wide receiver to give him a chance.
And that's the end of the third quarter, 14-13. Arkansas Pine Bluff on the move. Quarter here in Pine Bluff, Arkansas. And Southern with the ball. Half moon. Had a little rain earlier, but it's turned out to be a gorgeous night. Capacity crowd on hand. Largest crowd ever to witness a football game in this stadium. That's 2 years old, 12,676.
This is a nice stadium. We talked about it before, so they look forward to many, many more sellouts here.
Oh, we got 101 over here. 101. 101.
Here's the blitz.
Fumble.
And the ball is recovered by UAPB. But Paul came in and wreaked havoc. That's Kendrick Paul, who had 9 tackles last week and one of the top 3 tacklers among linebackers in the conference for Southern University out of New Orleans.
Untouched on the outside. That's a blocking scheme assignment. The left tackle there for Pine Bluff, Freeman, missed that outside blitz coming. He was blocking air. Anytime you're offensive lineman and you're blocking air and your quarterback's getting hit, you made a mental mistake. You didn't get the guy you were supposed to get. And that's what happens when you're big but you're young. It's going back to what Coach Harvin said.
Kendrick Paul out of New Orleans, Louisiana, against Northwestern State. Had a big week last week. They keep back in to pick up the blitz. They have it complete to the tight end, Brian Paul, who was close to getting back the yardage lost on the previous play. Brian Jones, rather, picking up the yards he lost on the previous play.
Third down and 9.
And he's got the ball down to the 41-yard line, so it'll bring up a 3rd down and 9. Pickup of 12 on that play.
Take a look at the way the quarterback throws the ball so comfortably to the outside. When he makes throws across the middle, he tends to hold the football a little bit. But when throw to the outside, when it's one-on-one coverage, it's a lot easier than trying to read the coverage and pick it apart in the middle of the field.
Jones with 6 catches so far this evening. Quarterback running left, he's a right-handed quarterback, and he manages to duck under the defender coming up.
He took a shot there at the end of that play there.
But he's up. I think the defender looked worse than it was. That'll bring up a 4th down, and that'll bring on a punting situation for UAPB.
Special teams can be big here. Now, this kid Landry's come close to breaking a couple of them, so punting to him is no easy task. Arkansas Pine Bluff special teams have to play big here and pin the Southern offense back within their own 10-yard line and make them have them a long field in order for them to work in the 4th quarter.
Aaron Wall back to Powell. Blocked! And he's a little shaken up. And that was the man who came in to block it was Kevin Moffitt, I believe, 37. And that is the first punt that Aaron Wall has had blocked this season out of 13 or 14 tries.
He's trying to do a directional kick and kick the ball to the right side of the field because Landry was lined up to the left. You've got a helter-skelter going for the football. They did a good job of just sitting on the football, not allowing Southern to pick it up and run it back.
13:03 remaining, 4th quarter. Big block by Moffitt. On the punt attempt by Kevin Moffitt, the sophomore transferred from Ole Miss from Laurel, Mississippi, and that gave Southern very good field position at the 41 of Arkansas Pine Bluff, leading by 1, 14-13. Richard has gone all the way at quarterback this evening after missing last week's game. And as a penalty flag down, we may have seen some movement in the offensive line for Southern University. Might have been Smith, the tackle. It was. He moved a little bit premature. Munia Smith out of West Jefferson High in New Orleans, the left tackle for 75.
You ever notice when those big offensive linemen flinch, they try and act like nobody saw him? I mean, Smith is 6'7", 335 pounds. If he lifts his pinky, we're going to see it.
As Peoples trying to go to the right side. Not a whole lot of running room over there for Mr. Peoples. Defensively, Mike Shack made the stop for Arkansas Pine Bluff. Shack is probably one of the only completely healthy linebackers that UAPB has had coming in. The Small was banged up a little bit. So was Zelma Sanders. In fact, Sanders didn't even play last week. Sweeney has played more tonight than anyone else as they keep the ball on the ground again and get back some of the yards that was lost previously on the penalty play. And the ball is spotted just inside the 40. Peoples on the carry.
Well, one of the things that the Jaguar Nation, as the Southern Faithful like to call themselves, that travel all over the country with them, they've been a little quiet. They haven't had a lot to celebrate since that first quarter. They jumped out to a 14-0 lead, and all of a sudden now, it's a close ball game.
Munia Smith, the young man who was penalized for the Jaguars at the 39 of UAPB. From the gun, Richard looking. Almost a one-handed grab by Gilbert. He just couldn't pull it in. He has some hands, doesn't he?
He does. And obviously, we know if it was a catchable ball, he would have caught it. He did a good job. What he was trying to do was keep his feet in bounds and catch the ball at the same time. And in that case there, he just missed just by a little bit. But more importantly, I mean, Southern had great field position, and they're punting the football back. This drive, they gained 2 total yards on this drive forward, and they didn't capitalize on the great field position that they had. If you're Arkansas Pine Bluff, you got to make them pay for that.
No question about that. And they kick it away, and it's going to go into the end zone for a touchback, and it'll be brought out to the 20, and that's where UAPB will start their 4th possession of the second half with 11:37 remaining here in the third, making the 4th quarter. Let's look at our Verizon long distance play of the game. Long distance play of the game as you look at Korea McKay. Arkansas Pine Bluff with the ball, 1st and 10 at their own 20, trailing by 1. A pump fake, and didn't fool anybody because I believe he wanted McKay to do something, maybe turn it upfield a little bit, but the defense came in there pretty solid for Southern University, led by Andre Payton out of Gretna, Louisiana.
Coming into the game, we talked about the Southern defense was having trouble creating the big plays. They had 1 sack all year in 2 games, which just isn't enough. But I think the Southern defense took it upon themselves. Raylan Johnson, Alex Coleman, Arthur Smith, and Andre Payton made a committed effort to disrupt this young quarterback, and they got one of their few sacks of the season just now.
And you talk about the fact that they only sacked their opponents in quarterback 1 time. We'll talk about it after this play. Incomplete, in and out of the hands of Brian Jones, who's been making a big catch all night long. But I was going to talk about the fact that they had only had 1 sack, Jay. The fact is, even though they only had 1 sack, the opponents had only completed 41% of the passes that they'd thrown, and that's only about 146 yards a game, so that's still not bad.
Well, yeah, and that's a trademark of the Southern University tradition. They're going to keep some defensive backs, Charlie Neal. You got Aeneas Williams, Maurice Hurst. They've got a plethora of defensive backs, and they can always cover.
Mel Blunt.
Mel Blunt.
Hall of Famer, right?
Anytime you got those type caliber athletes, you know, teams aren't just going to come out and throw the ball on you all day long.
3rd down, 12. Lovelady looking, throws in and out of hands again. Jones can't hold on. He was there, had his hand on it, but couldn't haul it in. So to bring up a 4th down punting situation, they actually lost a couple of yards on that play. That started on their own 20. They're going to punt it away from their own 18 this time.
And then true to form, we talk about the defensive secondary of Southern University. Lovelady came in here as the most efficient quarterback in the Southwestern Athletic Conference. Now he's 11 of 23.
You remember the last time this punt, it was blocked as a low snap. They got problems again, but they get it complete. Now can they get the 1st down? No, they're going to be short by 5 yards. It was a bad snap. They had problems. The punter decides he's going to throw it. Aaron Wall gets it complete, but not enough for a 1st down. And so, again, they turn the ball over and give Southern great field position.
And that's why football is such a team sport. When you get in a conference dogfight like we've got right now, offense has to be playing their A game, defense has to play their A game, special teams has to step up when it's a dogfight game like this.
10:31 remaining in the 4th quarter. Still a 1-point ball game. Back here in Pine Bluff, Arkansas, at Golden Lion Stadium. 14-13 our score here in the 4th quarter. Let's go down to Nicole Watson. At the half, 34-16. Hampton, I think that's a final, 51-2 over Howard.
You don't have to say that score,
51-2, Jay.
You do not
Howard
have to say
did
that
manage
score.
a safety.
Howard lost to Hampton. That's all you got to say.
Howard managed a safety. They got 2 points. They were lucky. Here's Richard, tripped up as he was heading down the field. Man who got a finger on the ankle was Ezekiel Davis, the defensive end, number 55. Also some other scores. Tuskegee over Benedict, 7-0. Close game there. Shepherd beat Virginia Union 26-9. So Willard Bailey stuck at 200 in the win column. Winston-Salem over Bowie State. That was a big game, 24-12, big win for Winston-Salem. Here's Richard throwing it away. That'll bring up a 3rd down, 3rd and about 7 on the incomplete pass.
You know, getting back to that list, I kind of think when it's all said and done, and I'm just going on a limb here, it seems to me that Florida A&M is probably one of the top 1 or 2 teams in black college football. That loss they had to the University of Miami, you can't penalize them for that one. That's a game that they've got to play big in the state of Florida. You know, they tried their best there. I still think that, you know, you got to be ranked number 1 and 2 when you got Florida A&M and Grambling. Until you dethrone the king, you got to let the king be the king.
3rd and 7. Richard throws, intercepted, should have been. Is it? Yes, it is intercepted. So the 3rd turnover for Richard.
Gotten away with a couple passes that he's thrown right into the teeth of the defense. Games on the line, a critical situation like that.
And in good field position.
Too many times, yeah.
And in good field position. They haven't been able to capitalize on the last 2 good field positions they've had. They started their last 2 possessions, one at the Arkansas Pine Bluff 41. They lost yards. Then they started at the 25 and they throw an interception.
Well, I mean, you've got 2 guys there. He's trying to thread the needle. When you're going to try and thread the needle and throw the ball underneath in a cover 2, you've got 5 guys underneath within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. You got to be pinpoint perfect. In that case, he led the ball too much on the right side and let my cousin Walker pick it off.
Caldwell has 2 interceptions for Arkansas Pine Bluff. Walker with 1. Let's see if UAPB can capitalize. They have the last couple times they've had interceptions, and they keep the ball on the ground. Going straight ahead is Calvin Thomas. Thomas out across the 20 to about the 22-yard line.
And this is what it's all about right here. You've gone through a whole week of preparation, preparing yourself for this big football game. For your Arkansas Pine Bluff, you've got 9 minutes left to take that game plan and put it to use. Whoever can come out and take advantage of great field position can win right now. Southern University's losing the battle of turnovers. They've turned it over 3 times. Pine Bluff had 2 early, and they've done a good job of holding on to the football since the first quarter. And that's why they've been able to make this little run that they have.
Not much running room that time as they try to keep the ball on the ground. When you talk about turnovers coming in to today's game, Arkansas Pine Bluff was a -1 in the takeaway giveaway department. They had fumbled the ball 3 times, lost 2, and threw 5 interceptions. Meanwhile, Southern University coming into today's game was a -3 in the giveaway takeaway department. They had lost 3 fumbles and thrown 2 interceptions. Total yards for the game, Southern still has the advantage there by 72 yards, but only leading by 1 point.
There's been a lot of offense, but just a lot of going back and forth there. And somebody's got to win this football game. This is one of those games where whoever comes out on the short end of the stick, they won't be upset at themselves come Monday when they look at the film, because this game is there for the taking for both teams.
So from their own 14, the last 2 punting attempts by Arkansas Pine Bluff have been disastrous. They had 1 block. The last one was the punter didn't have enough time. He wound up passing it, and they gave Southern great field position. Now let's see if they get away. And you think that Aaron Wall may be thinking about trying not to punt to Ezra Landry?
I think he's putting himself at a disadvantage. The punter's only 13 yards deep. You can't. I mean,
and then he gets off a line drive kick, and Landry's going to pick it up, and he gets away. And they finally bring him down right at the midfield stripe. I'll tell you, he's dangerous.
I mean, he is, and he's fun to watch too. As a football player, I'm a former player, and you come to the stand, you want that guy to touch the football as many times as possible. I think one of the things that the Southern special teams doing is notice that as a punter, their punter for Arkansas Pine Bluff is standing 13 yards deep. Even at the highest level of football, the NFL, you stand 15 yards deep, and Southern's taking advantage of that, just doing a bull rush, and they're creating havoc on Wall. He's got to move back 2 yards.
So now Southern with the ball, 1st down and 10 at their own 49, leading by 1, 8:10 to go in the game, keeping the ball on the ground, running it straight ahead, trying to use some time off the clock right now. And that was Peoples on the carry. And if you want to keep tabs on what's happening around Black College sports circuit, you can visit the NBC Network's website at NBCNetwork.com. You'll see sports schedules, contests, interviews, and much more. Just tune in to the World Wide Web at NBCNetwork.com. Again, People's flag is down, and this may be against Southern University. We may see holding there. Maybe number 81 that was guilty of holding in that particular situation.
And at this stage in the game, you can't afford to come up with these type of penalties. It's a field position game. You know, it may come down to a field goal. 4 or 5 yards here or there. You can't afford to move your team back 10 yards.
I think that was Adam Nelson.
Holding on the offense.
The tight end. Let's see if we can see it again.
As you see Nelson here on the end of the line of scrimmage, he takes off upfield. And it looks like, I think it's the big offensive lineman there that got a hand on there. Anytime your hand's on the outside of the defender's jersey, they can see that from the side. That's the side judge's call. It's not a hard call to make.
Naked backfield. Here's the quarterback, Richard, looking for some running room. Quarterback draw all the way across to the 42-yard line. He's short of a first down by about a yard. It'll bring up 3rd and 1 on the quarterback keeper, Quincy Richard. Remember, Richard sprained his ankle, did not play last week against Northwestern State. Anthony Fisher, who had some banged up ribs, started, and last week threw for a pair of touchdowns. He was 24 of 44, but he hasn't seen any action in this game. Not that Richard has played badly, but there've been 3 turnovers. Here's a break into the second.
Oh, no!
And it's picked up by Arkansas Pine Bluff. Fumbled by Peoples, and coming up with the ball is Caldwell. 2 interceptions tonight and a fumble recovery.
Great tackles, too. And to take a look here at the replay, people are going to get the ball lower the shoulders. He's looking for somebody to make contact with. Helmet on the football. Helmet's going to win every time. Caldwell did a good job of making the catch and running, getting some more yards, advancing. Caldwell, that's what you get for keeping your head alert, being in the football game at all times, and not just assuming that the first tackle was going to bring him down. This will be something, maybe Pine Bluff can get some momentum going off of this. Typically after a turnover, offensive coordinators like to take a deep shot after a turnover, see if they do a play action pass with a bomb, because it's a freebie getting the football now.
And some running room for the quarterback. He's ping pong right back at the line of scrimmage. That is your quarterback, Lovelady. There's no love lost in that particular play, I'll tell you that.
I'll tell you, Lenny Williams. Did I already go on record once to tell you? Yeah. Lenny Williams is a heck of a football player.
Lovelady is a little shaken up.
That looks like a rib shot there. I mean, anytime you get hit like that, you're not expecting it. If you take a look at him, he'll take a drop back and make up his mind to get outside the pocket. He doesn't see Williams coming.
Oh, yeah, that helmet got him right in the ribs. And he's coming off the field. We may see Kendrick Powell come on. Last year against Southern, he was sacked 4 times, did score on a 1-yard run, and threw a 15-yard touchdown pass. He hasn't seen any action. That's who's coming in. Powell out of Greenville, Mississippi, is a senior. So you have a veteran and a quarterback coming in as opposed to Lovelady, who's a sophomore, and it's nice when you have that type of depth.
And you got a veteran that's out there to prove something.
Right.
He lost his starting job this week. What better way can he draw it up? To get in the game, when the game is on the line, with an opportunity to throw the football a little bit, to redeem some of your mistakes, and show that you are a leader on this team.
And the pitch back to Doolin. And they run Doolin straight into the gut off a little pitch out to the left side. And Doolin takes it up to about the 48-yard line. A safe play for your first play of the game. You don't want to put him in a situation where he's got to throw the ball right away. Get him a chance to.
Well, quarterbacks always want to throw the ball, Charles. Don't believe that other stuff you've been here, or that you're the alley, you're going down. My very first pass I threw in high school, I got in, the guy had a broken chin strap on 3rd and 8. I was happy. I had to throw the ball.
Even though the coach told you to do a running play, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Do it anyhow.
Well, 3rd and 8 dictated the situation here, but
and then it was incomplete. Then you didn't play anymore.
Very first high school pass was a touchdown. It's on record. It's on record.
It is 3rd down and 4 for UAPB. And they come back to the near side. Doolin again, and Doolin's knee hit down right at the midfield stripe. And he's going to be shy of the first down by about 3 yards.
Wow. I mean, I know your coach. As a coach, you got a quarterback that's put you in a predicament before. 5 interceptions, 1 TD. But, I mean, at certain points, you got to throw the football. He is a senior. It is a close game. Maybe they could have won this. As you take a look at the picture, what Doolin's going to do is get outside. His first initial contact, his knee's going to touch the ground. Yeah,
right there.
Right there, touch the ground. He tried to roll forward.
They're going forward on 4th down and 3 at the midfield stripe. They have to get to the 47 of Southern. Now they're going to call a timeout. Talk things over. Get everything and everybody on the same page as B.T. Miller signals for the TO. What would you suggest? You're coaching or you're quarterbacking, playing in this particular situation?
I think what I would do is like to come find some type of bootleg, get the quarterback out the pocket, pass run option if we could.
Play hard, play rough, be strong, be tough, take charge, big feet, hold on, bring heat.
It's game time, sports fans. Don't miss a play during this exciting triple.
Maybe the biggest play of the game for both of these squads. UAPB must keep the drive alive. They're trailing by 1 in the game. Here's a pass. And it's thrown complete to McKay. And Doolin with the pass, and it's a first down. Doolin passes to McKay, the pitch, and they get the first down.
I was a little nervous when I thought they were going to run the sweep to the short side of the football field. You see here, Coach Harbin went to his old bag of tricks and realized he had a running back that could complete the pass, a big wide receiver, McKay, that could fake the stop ball.
It was so funny. I'll tell you, McKay was so wide open. Doolin was afraid he was going to mess it up and overthrow it.
Those ones you miss.
Watch Doolin when he lets the ball go. How he throws it. It's like, oh, wait a minute. I don't want to do too much. We just need to get the first down. 4:12 to go. From the I formation. They're trying to turn the corner. Flag is dropped. That was Thomas on the run. 2 flags down on the play. Hey, talk about these teams having talent, Jay Walker. You know, they both have players that are in the National Football League. Of course, Arkansas Pine Bluff.
On the offense.
They call illegal procedure against the offensive team. But you've got a couple defensive backs from the Arkansas Pine Bluff. One from last year's squad that's playing in the National Football League. Of course, Southern, we can always remember Aeneas Williams. It's hard to forget him.
So you've got some old success there with Southern, some of the great ones, Carmichael, those guys. And you've got some recent success with Arkansas Pine Bluff. 3 guys in the NFL over the past 3 years.
Keeping it on the ground. Down to the 20-yard line. UAPB moving the sticks, and this time they're running with Billy Moody, so they're moving their backs in and out, and that is going to give them a second down. Second and about 8. Gain of 7 on that last run. Flags down again. Wasn't the game clocks, play clock, so let's see if we got a legal formation or legal procedure or offsides or what it is.
On the defense.
This was on the defense. Illegal participation, so there's first down. Too many men on the field for it. That'll be half the distance to the goal line. And that should be a first down. First and goal for Arkansas Pine Bluff. They only gave a 5-yard penalty. They moved it down to the 15-yard line, but it's still a first down.
That's the important part there. It's a first down, brand new set of downs.
Oh, no, it's not. They didn't give them. It's second down and 2. And they're trying to go left this time. And nothing doing for the running back, Moody. I thought that would have been an automatic first down, but it was not. 5-yard penalty. Third down, and we'll call it 3.
As we get down here in the crunch time, 2-minute offense, you want to score. You don't want to score too fast. Because Southern has a potent offense, even though we haven't heard from them about the recorders.
I don't care.
You're from the old school. Score as soon as you can.
It scores
any chance you can.
That's right. I'm not holding back. Because those opportunities may not come along again. 3rd and 3 for UAPB. Straight ahead, Moody again. And he's going to be short by 2 yards and bring up 4th down. Now, you've got one of the things could be a field goal.
when we talked about earlier some of the keys to victory for this game here, we said, can they contain Michael Hayes? They did a pretty good job. He's had some catches. Mike has had 5 catches, 40 yards. He didn't get the big play. Established dominance on the line of scrimmage. Towards the end of the game, they started to get the running game going, and the quarterback must show poise. He got rattled early. Later on, he settled down to give the team a chance to win.
31-yard field goal attempt for Aaron Wall. He's only made 1 of 3 attempts this year. New holder, remember? The kick is up. It is long enough. No good. Off to the left. And he's over consoling his holder. That is John Pierce, reserve quarterback, who felt as bad as Aaron Wall did. So Southern University escapes a field goal of 31 yards. Does not fall for UAPB.
You see what he did? He got out there. It seemed like he just hooked it to the left. I mean, football's a game of a couple feet, and he just pulled it there. Maybe he wanted the ball in the center hash. I don't know if they were considering those types of things at all. But you got to be a complete team. If you want to beat a team like Southern University, you can't just play good in certain aspects of the game.
Their own 20 with 1:22 to play. Keeping the ball on the ground with Peoples running straight ahead is Southern University. They lead it by 1. Remember, they had an extra point missed. They had a punt blocked, and they just missed a field goal. So aside from the 2 interceptions that were thrown by UAPB, they got in position to win this ball game. Under a minute to play, and Southern's in no hurry. They're going to win their first game of the year, barring anything unforeseen happening in the next 40 seconds.
And I don't think Coach Richardson can really be pleased with this win. Don't get me wrong. You're always happy to win a football game. But they've got a lot of improvement to do if they want to compete for the SWAC championship, because they set that level of expectation up so high that you just can't come in 3rd and 4th and be happy at Southern University.
We had to let it go. We had the wrong tail tonight.
Well, 20 seconds to go. Southern University, Arkansas Pine Bluff. This is their first home game. Biggest crowd ever here in Golden Lion Stadium. And they drop a 1-point defeat to the Jaguars of Southern, who are lucky to get out of this game with a victory tonight. 14-13, the final from Pine Bluff, Arkansas. Southern University wins their first game of the season. More importantly, they're 1-0 in the Western Division of the Southwestern Athletic Conference. UAPB falls to 1-1 in the conference. And to look at the game, some of the fans on hand, that, of course, the UAPB fans not going away with a happy face this evening. But it's been a good ball game. Of course, turnovers were the key. 4 turnovers by Southern University, 3 interceptions and a fumble, 2 by UAPB, but more importantly, Southern comes away with the 1-point victory. And we'll be back to wrap things up from Pine Bluff, Arkansas in just a moment. Here from Pine Bluff, Arkansas and Golden Lion Stadium, and of course Southern University is very happy and very lucky to get away with this one. Of course, Southern University next week will be in the Dome in New Orleans against Jackson State, a SWAC opponent. University of Arkansas Pine Bluff will play Alabama State next week and Montgomery, Alabama, and they can't afford to go lose any more conference games. They're 0-2 in their division. That is Arkansas Pine Bluff 1-2 overall, because the Valley game didn't count in the conference standings.
Yeah, they almost have to go to playing the role of spoiler, and being a spoiler can be a good thing. If you think that Southern University is going to go on and win a championship, well, you want to try and spoil their bid. The spoiler role is an underestimated role, and with Southern, I mean, they got to get some things going. They got to score more, because Robert Kent is going to light up the scoreboard.
Let's go down to Nicole with the winning coach, Pete Richardson.
Okay, Coach Richardson, your special teams really stepped up in this one. Tell us how they played.
Well, it wasn't pretty, but we had to play hard for 60 minutes. Every time we play Arkansas Pine Bluff, it's a nip and tuck game, and it goes right down to the wire. I'm just proud of my team hanging in and make the few plays we had to.
How important because it's a conference win?
It's huge because we couldn't afford to fall behind in our conference. A loss to the championship.
Your wife Lillian by your side. Congratulations on the win, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, Charlie J., back to you.
14-13 the final score. Coming up next, the lounge, and don't forget to join us next week, a triple threat Saturday. Jay and I will be up in Dover, Delaware for Delaware State, Florida A&M. All of us here at NBC Sports, Jay Walker, Nicole Watson, Charlie Neal saying so long from Pine Bluff. Final score again, 14-13, Southern University